comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, 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 money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling. Got the chatter. You ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter. Bonus track, bonus track.
That'll cost you extra. See you later, sucker.
You know, the guy in the booth who's talking to you on a tiny little earphone, he's afraid the guys at network are going to tell him it's through if he lets the guy keep talking like I'm talking to you. Because the corporation's got the networks and they get to say who gets to talk about the country and who's crazy today. I would cut to a commercial if you still want this job. Because you may not be back tomorrow with this corporate mob. Cut to a commercial.
Okay, flush him.
Cut the commercial. Cut the commercial. Cut the commercial. Cut the commercial. Okay.
Hello and welcome to a special edition of Overlapping Dialogue of us narrating what's the year on this?
I think it is the 96th annual Macy's
the
Thanksgiving Parade.
first annual Overlapping Dialogue, 96th annual Macy's Thanksgiving
The
Day
only
Parade.
one, in fact.
What if there's anyone else like has a podcast dedicated?
Oh, I'm
to
Levi.
Macy's?
You're Kyle, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all already know.
I'm Kyle. You're Levi.
Yeah. Normally
Here
we talk
are.
about movies, but here we are talking about
Movies will come up, I'm sure.
something else. So, what are your thoughts quickly about the whole tradition of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade? Because it's such a big part of Thanksgiving to the point it's an institution where I feel like people don't pay attention to it anymore, actually.
And it's something that goes on in the background while people
right.
are probably cooking or getting things ready.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's among the more wholesome, unproblematic aspects of
pre-recorded.
Thanksgiving.
We're started, by the way, in case you're
Yeah.
wondering. Yeah, I mean,
you know, because there's a lot of things we can throw shade at or roll our eyes at, and don't worry, we'll be rolling our eyes at plenty during this.
Oh, yeah.
But the actual thing itself is something that's fairly, I'd say, uncontroversial. And,
Yeah.
You know, and Thanksgiving itself is a holiday that I love, but is certainly ripe with controversy in terms of Native Americans' history in relation to it, and this. I don't think this is on Thanksgiving as much, but also just the whole notion of like, oh, let's give thanks, and then the next day let's nearly kill other people to get, you know, Black Friday deals and whatnot. But this is from Funny Girl. I can't remember who this lead actress is in this, but there's been a lot of talk about her being a fake or a phony.
I believe it.
What is it?
Well, she is a funny girl.
Yeah. Drama. That's another thing is like, I'd say we're fairly nonplussed by musical theater. There's
Yes. musical
musical theater I like, but we're certainly no like crazy huge fans or anything about it either. But like that's undoubtedly one of the biggest. Leah Michelle, I think's her name.
Okay.
That, you know, this is, you see a big cacophony of all the various shows that are on Broadway at any given year.
And it used to not be that way. It used to be more of just the floats, and you'd have one or two performances. And now it's far more in that direction, which I'm not as keen on personally. But, you know, whatever. Yeah, I mean, I was
and
always...
actually, Beanie Feldstein had been the lead in this.
Really?
But she'd done it for a while, but then stepped away. I don't know, to do movies
okay.
again or whatever. But
well, let's just forego an actual talented individual. And what's the whole funny girl deal anyway? Is it in the 40s or something?
So there's this girl.
Or earlier.
And she's pretty funny. I have no clue, actually, to being honest. Prior to World War One.
Oh, yeah, because I started looking at the clothes. I was like, no, I bet that's the teens
So
or
the teens,
the 20s.
I guess.
Yeah. 1913, let's say.
Yeah, why not? For the sake of argument.
Or, oh, well, it depends. If it's in America, it could be anywhere between 1914 and 1917. If you're talking about pre-World War One for them. Because it might be a World War II just started kind of situation.
Yeah.
You know who we're missing here, of course, is our old friend
Matt Lauer. We're definitely going to see Al Roker out and about somewhere. I don't know if one day he'll be memorialized as a float himself. I think.
Well, I was going to say people probably already mistake him for a float, and they're like, "Wait a minute, oh wait, that's Al Roker."
How do you say that last name?
Hoda Kotb.
Kotb? I don't know.
Everybody calls her Hoda, but
Yeah.
or Cot or Cobb. I don't know.
Dom Cobb.
There's probably a silent something in there. It's probably Hoda Cot, I bet, and the B silent. This is total guess.
That guy on the far right there smiling.
Is he even alive? Look at him. Wax figurine or something.
Yeah. Our valued fans. The Big Apple. So again, this is the first annual Overlapping Dialogues 96th.
Yeah. Oh, they just said her name, but we didn't hear it.
Oh, dadgummit. Oh, thank God Jimmy Fallon's here to save the day.
Thank God.
Fits in the tantrums. Betty who? Betty you?
Tom Waits. No. Oh, well. John Lurie. No. Okay.
Big Time Rush. That's still a thing.
Barney Frank. No. No. Well. Something like it
There's
hot.
the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Something like it hot. I think we've done that already.
Oh my God, Santa's coming.
If you do not believe, you will not receive this
Yeah.
touchdown. Good receivers score touchdowns, as Chris Carter once said. I said that to somebody a couple weeks ago, and
Yeah.
they just kind of looked at me and like they didn't get it. I was like, it was some kids
not
I was
much to
talking
get.
to. Yeah, I was like, well, it's like they say, you know, like Chris Carter once said, good receivers score touchdowns. Like,
So we've already obviously started to see a lot of the Christmas ads. That's already happened. Now, again, I'm not trying to be crazy on this. Does it not seem like this year there's been an even quicker rush to get to Christmas
it's
than
just
in
that
past
way
year? I mean, I
every
feel like
year.
it gets worse and worse. But
They
and again,
are-
I love Christmas. Don't get me wrong.
yeah.
It is my favorite, ultimately, of the three holidays here at the end of the year. But
I mean, I
you
feel
got
like
to give
it's like,
Thanksgiving its due. You know,
it's like the culture is poised Halloween evening, like at like 11:59.
yeah,
They're like ready, and then
Yeah.
it's like from then on, it's like eventually
months of
it's
it.
going to be a point where it's just Christmas. Like it's going to be Christmas every day, like it is in heaven, as the Monty Python's The Meaning of Life once told us.
But I mean, again, I love Christmas. Don't get me wrong, but it
Yeah,
seems
no,
like it's
I
just
agree,
been
yeah.
such a rush to get to it over Thanksgiving. And again, I love Thanksgiving for a lot of reasons.
I feel like everybody loves Thanksgiving too, or for the most part. But like, yeah, everyone just allows it to happen as it does. And
wonder-
all they do is complain
there
about
is,
it, and then it's like, oh well.
You know how people love to complain about getting together with their families, which we don't complain about that. But I think maybe with Thanksgiving there is more of a specific impetus of seeing your family, sometimes even more so than, I don't know, maybe Christmas even for some
Yes.
people. You know what I mean? That it's all about, oh, we got to get together, have the dinner. Now, Christmas, there's a lot of that expectation too, but also a lot of people travel around Christmas. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, there's more of an inherent to Thanksgiving. Oh, you see your family that one time a year, and then you're done with that, and then you move on.
Even though Christmas has a lot of that too, it just seems like,
yeah,
I don't know.
there's a wax figurine.
Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Next Thursday.
Yeah, I'm sure this is just so new. And
Another
great.
thing is too, like we don't watch a lot of things on NBC other than football here and there,
right?
and so any year, every anyways, there's just this Dolly Parton Christmas special thing.
Mountain Magic Christmas,
But
Billy Ray Cyrus.
so we don't watch a lot of NBC, really any network. Probably the most we watch is CBS, just because of Survivor and
Yeah.
Big Brother. But it's like, oh, all these shows that exist and millions of people probably watch that we have no idea about.
Yeah.
Patriots and Vikings tonight, as it says.
Okay.
Indeed. Okay.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Know your role and shut your mouth.
That's what we need. We need the Rock and Sock connection back. We need the Rock and Mankind, Mick Foley, Dude Love, whatever he's going by now.
You know what I've heard a lot recently is people like that. He looks like the Rock with hair, and I just look at him. I'm like, I just shake my head and just am like, okay.
Well, haven't you talked about that? Like a lot of your kids don't even really know of Dwayne Johnson as the Rock.
No,
yeah, they're middle schoolers, so they were born in what, like 08, 09?
2010. Some of them now.
That's just so strange because even, he's been now more known as Dwayne Johnson for us more so than The Rock, but still, he's The Rock. I mean, just what is it?
So just so y'all know, at this point in history, today's football matchups, as in American football, are
Lions,
Detroit and Buffalo.
Buffalo, yeah.
At 1. And then we've got Dallas and New York Giants, New York Football Giants.
That'd be a big game.
That's the one I'm definitely watching.
Well, that's a division game too, and both teams are pretty good.
And then Vikings and Patriots tonight of Minnesota and New England. Yeah, I'm not really as enthused about the Bills-Lions game, only in the sense that the Bills will probably just win that.
The Lions have been a better team
but,
this year.
Well, they're definitely the second best team in that division after the Vikings, because Green Bay and Chicago are just trash. But
that New England and New York Jets game last week, that was like, I think it was like 3-3 going into overtime, I think. I mean, it was like, there was like so little offense that happened in that game, apparently.
Yeah.
Mario Lopez, of course, Slater.
Our old friend.
From Saved by the Bell. And also Saved by the Bell, the college years, we mustn't forget.
Was he on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like him.
What about the Hawaiian Vacation movie?
That too,
Christmas in Hawaii or something? What was it? Or was that what it was? What was that called?
Well,
no, it didn't have anything to do with Christmas.
So Saved by the Bell fans, don't come at us.
Yeah.
But there was a Hawaiian thing, but then there's one, they were like at a beach for a summer, working as lifeguards or something.
It's called Saved by the Bell Hawaiian Style. It's on Hulu.
Okay. Is all of Saved by the Bell on Hulu?
It may be.
I've got a random itch to go and watch all of Saved by the Bell, but then I got a bigger itch that says, shut up, stop, move on with your life.
It is on there.
Okay. I think, didn't that start off as like Good Morning Miss Bliss, I think was the name of the show, the very, very earliest iteration of it.
Probably.
Hasn't there been a new one too, I think they made?
Yeah.
I think I saw just recently that Lion King on Broadway is like the most seen show in Broadway's history in terms of just how long it's been active. And then
it's been about 10 years, hasn't it now, or something like that? It's like been pretty long.
I think longer than that even. Like since the 90s, I think.
Oh, has it been that long?
I think so, yeah. Let's see.
I've just remembered it in a big way the last so many years, I guess.
94.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, no. 94 movie. 97, yeah.
No, okay. Well, that's longer than I thought.
Still running after more than 9,000 performances.
Wow. Look at
that. Maybe the show's good. Wait, did we see a version of it? We were at Epcot years ago or something. I think they had a version of it. Or maybe, I don't know.
No, we went and saw, there was, what I remember about that is we went to Epcot. They had a show that was like about, what's those, like the comic relief, whatever.
Yeah.
They're like saying, oh, save the earth, recycle, or whatever.
That's what I'm thinking of, yeah. Okay.
I have still yet to see The Lion King.
I only saw it like one time when I was a freshman in college.
And people were like, "Why have you not seen that?" I'm like, "Oh, sorry, I've been busy watching 2,100 and some other movies."
I thought you
in
were going to
my
say
life.
2001: A Space Odyssey, but
No.
that too. Yeah, here's the thing. Like,
I mean, I have nothing against it. I just haven't got around to it. So
it's good.
yeah,
I mean, we had our own Disney movies we grew up watching.
Yeah,
a
that
lot
wasn't one
and
of them
that just
for
wasn't
me.
one.
Like, as far as obviously the Pixar movies, I watch more of just because that was the big thing at the time. But as far as kind of those regular Disney animated movies, it's pretty much Pinocchio and Aladdin was about it for me.
Have you ever seen The Hunchback of Notre Dame?
Yeah, that's been a long time ago.
I really
though.
like Pocahontas a lot growing up, and that
I don't remember
soundtrack
watching
I
that
really love
as
still.
much. I think I've seen it, but it's been so long ago.
We've talked about this before. Like, that's one of the last frontiers of like they're rebooting everything or making it in live action. That's one that they're probably like not sure how to touch and do. You
well,
know?
because the new world exists. So
Well,
this is an interesting. I don't even know what you call it. I get. Well, no, I'm saying like the. I'm just trying to think of the word like. Setup or design.
Staging.
I get like stagecraft. I guess of like the moving they're all animals and
there's a lot of things that I think can work, but I'm sorry, this just looks really silly to me. I wouldn't see this.
I mean, I wouldn't care to see it either,
Yeah.
but it's just interesting.
a little.
Yeah. Now that looks dumb. That part. It looks like they literally carved it in like 2 minutes.
What are they like? The Graduates and.
All right, I'm gonna jump real quickly over to the World Cup's going on.
Okay.
They've
got Korea and Uruguay.
Uruguay and South Korea are playing in the Group H contest. This is
Almost an hour
no score.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, 57 minutes. They just come back from the half about 10 minutes ago. I just want to check.
Yeah,
the
the
score.
World Cup
We'll go
obviously
back.
has been going on.
Yeah, I've been trying to watch a lot of that.
You've been getting into more soccer recently.
Yeah, I've been trying. I'm gonna try to get more into that and try
Or
to watch
football, as most other countries
Yeah.
call it. I think people make too big a deal about the whole name differences. It's like it can be either known as soccer or football. I think I don't know.
Both fans are just anal about it of American football and soccer.
Let's just be honest. It just makes more sense to call soccer football because they're literally kicking the ball all the time.
Yeah.
Like football, that's not all they're doing with the ball. It would honestly make more sense for that to get it than
Yeah,
for American
no, that's
football to get it.
football. I mean, I think that if I had to say what football should be called, American football, it'd probably just be rugby, honestly, because it's more like that than it is.
Or just
Right.
call it ye old pigskin, you know? Just
Because you can't call it handball, because that's
Yeah.
another thing. You can't call it throwing ball, because that's just dumb.
murder ball, roller ball.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. We've gotten by long enough the way it is. I think we're good.
They're super close, though. There's just a courtyard in between them. Well, actually, it's an alley, but nobody lives in it anymore, so that's cool.
When you watch your kids in the room, it's connecting. It matters.
It was funny.
There's been a lot of these Hilton commercials recently that are like that, where it's like these awful situations, and it's like, why would anybody even think about putting themselves in that situation at all? But okay. You ever notice how many award shows there are? It's
So
like,
many.
why do we keep doing this? Nobody cares about any of this anymore. Like,
Yeah. It's just, well, I think on paper, the appeal of award shows are let's just put a bunch of famous people in a room and like just see how they interact and all the madness that ensues.
yeah.
And it's like, I do like my own moments of award shows from that. Like, oh, Francis McDormand's up for an award. Let's cut to just Joel
Or like
Cohen
Will
sitting in the
Smith
audience like
smacking
nobody.
people, and then
all that craziness.
poor old her name escapes me. It's in Us.
Oh, Lupita Nyong'o.
Yeah, Lupita Nyong'o has
Yeah.
to be part of that moment forever. She's just sitting there.
Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani here. Talking about their own little Thanksgiving traditions. So great.
So great. Not really, but by the way, we're not trying to be negative
No,
coming into
no,
this.
no, yeah.
Well, it's just presenting itself.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Some Paw Patrol. There's been a lot of discourse in recent years about how Paw Control is like
Paw
conditioning-
Control.
Paw Patrol.
Yeah, it's,
but then-
it's really Paw Control though. Ultimately,
Well,
like,
but that kind of goes
yeah,
into what I'm about to
right.
say, that it's conditioning kids to be pro police or whatever, and that ACAB needs to get rid of that.
it's
I'm
not necessarily inherently a bad thing to do that, but the disconnect is the way that
what
policing.
is that?
The
By
way
the way,
that, I don't know. The way that policing happens in this country is what the problem. I don't think it's inherently a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's just that's so I don't know. That whole argument I actually don't really care that much about.
yeah, I agree.
but-
I just think it's kind of funny.
Because I think it's actually pretty more complex than people think it is. Of like, well, I mean, it's not inherently bad to create a show like that, but like I said, there is that visible disconnect between justice and what is said to
too
be
bad.
justice.
Too bad they're not mixing it up talking about this.
Yeah,
Spicy, some like it hot.
I'm not the biggest fan ever of Some Like It Hot, the film. It's good.
I love it, but yeah, it's crazy that
I am
movie
not
to me,
a,
as great as it is, and then the very next year, The Apartment
That
exists
now,
and comes
see,
out.
I'm
like
not,
Billy
I'm
Wilder,
not a real big Billy Wilder fan anyway. So it's partly that, but The Apartment is like really great.
You
So
like Double Indemnity?
that was good. Yeah, that was really good.
Ace in the Hole.
That was all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's just his movies are very slick, and it's like cool, whatever. I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of Sunset Boulevard.
I do want to see that again. I didn't
Yeah.
totally love that the first time.
And there's other movies of his obviously I want to see, but
Wait, are they supposed to be the Jack Lemmon, Tony Curtis parts? These black women here, or what? Or black people there? I think are they race swap?
I guess
that
so.
for sure. I
That
have
would
no clue.
honestly make more friggin' sense from a jazz perspective. Like now, I'm thinking that's.
I mean, I'm not
actually kinda
against it. I just didn't know that.
No, I know. Yeah, I didn't either, but that's kind of interesting actually.
Love Jack Lemmon and Tony Curtis though.
Oh yeah, I mean the movie's fine. I've never seen a Billy Wilder movie that's bad. I'm just saying like, it's just kind of whatever to me.
Jack Lemmon, all-time great gravestone,
Yep.
as we know.
Here lies Jack. Or
There's
what
that
is
Jack
it?
Lemmon in, and then it's just
Yeah.
that's it. And it's just the ground.
Oh
under.
right, yeah. Like he's in this movie, yeah, right. They may be doing a whole drag thing with this too. I'm not sure.
So he was in a movie. Well, I don't think I've heard of this movie. Maybe you
Okay.
have. In 1960, called "The Wackiest Ship in the Army."
I think I have barely heard of that. Not much though.
It's filmed at Pearl Harbor.
Oh, that's awesome. I wonder how many skeletons their boats passed over while they were doing that.
Then he was in. Well, as we know, we've talked about this at length on the pod. The 1960s, the greatest decade in terms of titles for movies, because in 1963 he was in a movie called Under the Yum Yum Tree.
What? Now I've never heard of that. That's something else. That's just
Love those Yum Yum
that's,
girls.
What? That's just insane.
A sex comedy, like it was big in the 60s.
Yeah, Yum Yum Tree. I can think.
Now
of
we
what
are
that
big
means.
fans of the Fortune Cookie, also. Billy
Now that
Wilder,
is
yeah.
good. Yeah, oh, I forgot about that. I like that. Yeah, overall, I mean, I've liked him a little more as time's gone on. I'm not the craziest Otto Preminger fan either, though. So there's just kind of that whole style of director of that time. I'm just kind of like,
Well, I like Preminger.
Though,
We talked about Preminger
Yeah.
before. I like him. He is kind of an also ran Hitchcock. That once you see like, oh, that was like a thriller. Those 60s thrillers that were trying to ape Hitchcock in some way.
And I understand-
Now there are
yeah.
some good ones like Bunny Lake is Missing is a movie that's
think
pretty
that's
memorable
pretty
and good. You know,
On George Trieste is all right.
I like that quite a bit. As we
Wasn't
know,
too crazy
Skidoo.
about Anatomy of a Murder.
Skidoo.
Yeah.
Skidoo.
Let's get the hardware. I mean,
That was like our last movie of last
go
year,
back
I
over
think.
and check. No score still. There's been a lot of scoreless games in this opening week of the World Cup. Pulling for Korea in this just because they're underdogs.
I'm not even saying
I
this
was-
like dismissively. One thing I've loved about watching any of the World Cup is all the British announcers.
Yeah. Now I watched yesterday morning Germany and Japan. That was a great game. Japan ended up winning that. That was another upset. I was pulling for Japan on that one.
I don't know. I really don't know enough about international soccer football, like who is the going in and odds-on favorite to win? I wonder.
Well, it was Argentina and France. Well, Argentina was 3 and they lost. I know there's a ranking out there somewhere, but I haven't looked at it. It's pretty much like France, Argentina, probably Spain, I'd reckon, because they scored 7 goals on Costa Rica with nothing. Costa Rica scored nothing yesterday, so yeah. But anyway, all right, still no score. What?
Wait, what?
What's all this stupid crap? All these podcasts. Like, who would ever listen to a podcast anyway? You know, like all these like stupid little shows they've got going on. I know I don't listen to podcasts. Like,
we know you wouldn't listen to podcasts out there in podcast world.
Yeah, you wouldn't steal a car. You would, you know. What the heck is this?
Wouldn't want to be the next Johnny Rocket, would you?
Charlie Rocket?
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the next Johnny Rocket either, I guess. Wouldn't want to be the next Rocket, would you? There's been like 2 commercials now where someone's died in them randomly that I've seen here.
That looks like that's trying to ape up or something.
Yeah. And I'm being serious when I talk about this. Like, that might actually genuinely be a COVID thing of, like, people still reckoning with these holidays of, like... But personally, that's not something I would want to be reminded of in an ad, but whatever.
Because then, like, somebody right now is, like, in the middle of making something for Thanksgiving and watches that and then breaks down crying. And then you're like, it's just like, you know... I'm not laughing about that.
No, I ain't either. You know. They are, though. I'm sure whoever made the ad, like Kroger, like
Chad Kroger,
get out of here.
I need to do a promotion. Big fans of promotions here on the pod.
Okay, not really, but
big fans of advertising and partnered sponsorships.
So supposedly, I'm seeing here there's a headline on the New York Times about it's $200 a night rooms in Qatar in these like. Containers.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Little Mariah. Oh, I've heard of her. The Christmas Princess with Michaela Angela Davis. I don't think that's the same Angela Davis I'm thinking of, but... Band is just so cool, as we know.
Yeah.
Hashtag band kids out there.
I'll talk more on that in a minute. I'm trying to figure out this World Cup situation here as far as who's favored.
Joseph Biden. Biden's calling in. Oh, my God. This is even more cringe than I thought.
Oh my God!
Be.
Sounds better now. Yeah. Okay, that was safe from
I think
disaster.
it's funny for a second that you could barely hear his voice. Like, corn
pop. Yeah, it's corn pop there. Like, what a stupid son of a bitch.
Jill's trying to come in to save the day.
Yeah.
Goku.
Yeah. And we never let them. Like.
Did you see that? He pardoned the turkeys a few days ago. There's 2 of them. One was named Chocolate and one was named Chip.
Really?
Yeah. I heard in Nantucket is where their Biden family is going to be at for this Thanksgiving. A New England Thanksgiving. If Ron Klein's in his ear, like, you better thank the first responders multiple times.
Yeah.
Which, no
And he's
disrespect
like-
first responders and all, but
Wait, gotta replay it here.
Biden's greatest moment.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
So, anyway, getting back to reality.
I'm glad that got saved, though,
yeah.
because for a while there, it was...
So
looking
Brazil was number 1 going in. Argentina, Spain, France, Netherlands are the top 5. After that, it's England, Uruguay, Denmark, Germany, and Portugal. But
Mario Lopez
Germany,
and family.
Yeah, Germany losing, that would not be good for them. But so yeah, basically Brazil is the number 1. I think
Wasn't
they're
the World Cup in
playing
Rio de Janeiro a few years ago?
The last one, 2018.
You said it's in Atlanta in
Yeah,
What,
I'm
26?
thinking about wanting to go.
Yeah.
Maybe
being the
because that's only 5 hours away for us. I mean, that's
Yeah.
not far at all to go like for something like that.
I don't know the details of all that, but I would imagine Atlanta doesn't have to build as much stuff as a country like Qatar does because they've already got like Mercedes-Benz Stadium or whatever it's called, the Georgia Dome. Or Mercedes-Benz Stadium, that might be in what's in New Orleans. No, it is in Atlanta.
Oh. Check in real quick.
Still scoreless.
Yep. All right.
0-0.
0-0 in this matchup.
And this contest
Not
today,
having much happening in either side's box. Like I don't know.
all these T-Mobile ads with the
So
Scrubs crew.
I've been wanting to ask you about this because I feel like there's and I'm being dead serious about this. I'm not actually joking. Is there like a homoerotic subtext to these ads or something?
Maybe. I know, like, they're just known as, like, both in the show of Scrubs and in real life, basically best friends. And they just do a lot of stuff
Well, that's
together,
what I don't
like-
know the context of all that. So
Yeah.
that's what I wondered is, like, I was just kind
Now,
of like, okay.
I think that's officially it, but again, you could read that into
Yeah,
it.
I just was curious. I mean, I don't even care. I was just like, oh, okay. But,
I
yeah.
keep wanting to call him Josh Gad, but that ain't it. What's that main guy in Scrubs' name? The white guy. He directed that movie. Zach Braff. Okay.
Yeah.
Not Josh Gad. Josh Gad. Puke.
When Zach Braff is preferable, that's a scary
Yeah.
situation.
Anyways, he directed that movie Garden State.
The hell
with
is
Natalie
this?
Portman.
Okay, so we got a plumbing ad.
Anyways, he dated
Queen
Florence
City
Pugh
Plumbing.
for a while.
Right.
But
Did you see that?
yeah. Which I gotta say, and we've talked about this in the pod, like Florence Pugh has like been a most improved player over the last few years for me, like as far as like
Performances on and off screen,
Yeah.
as it turns out.
we all know about the "Don't Worry, Darling"
Yeah.
fiasco catastrophe, but she handled herself pretty well in that. I think it's pretty hilarious that she just did absolutely zero promotion for that, and we talked about this a while back, but that. And then the day, like, everything that's come out with Oppenheimer, she's, like, been posting day of, like, the poster, the trailer, and then very clearly not done anything for
Well, and I
Don't
know
Worry,
there
Darling.
was some specific festival opening that Don't Worry, Darling was having, and she wasn't there, and her excuse supposedly was that she had some shooting she had to do for Dune. But everybody was like looking at the other cast members and saw they were kind of like a bunch of them were like going on vacation or coming to those same festivals and doing stuff that clearly it was like she didn't need to be there, but that was her like excuse.
Here's
or
the guy that
whatever.
Rooney Mara turned down in Carol. I can't remember his name.
Oh yeah,
I think he was
Jake Lacey.
the
yeah.
male lead on that. That Hulu Zoe Kravitz show,
High Fidelity.
yeah. Which I heard was good, but only got like a season. I think Jake Lacey's his name.
It's this whole White Lotus thing, anyway.
Yeah, that's something we haven't watched at all.
Our dad's watched it,
Yeah, it's
randomly,
really
and he was
random.
like, "Yeah, it's all right," or whatever. So
Are we even watching anything on HBO currently?
No, I haven't watched anything on HBO in a long time. 'Cause
I
they're
still
not
need to
making
go back
anything
and
good.
watch season 2 of Painting with John.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I don't know. Because we're not watching the new Game of Thrones spinoff,
No.
which I've heard is actually good, but
Oh, well.
I don't really care.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a shame.
And a lot of people are saying it was a lot better than the Lord of the Rings Amazon show that came out, which we were gonna watch but didn't. I think I'm starting to realize about myself that my whole stance with Lord of the Rings is similar to, in some ways, The Wizard of Oz, which I think is a larger canvas in some ways that I might like other things of. But that original movie of Wizard of Oz is just so great and classic. And then that trilogy of the Peter Jackson movies are so great and classic that anything outside of those, I'm like, I'm good.
Even the original source.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I am older, and I read the Lord of the Rings books many moons ago. I might like them more now, probably, but I'm good. The Hobbit movies are garbage.
Yeah.
Garbage.
I only saw one of them, and I was like, no.
That was a moment of clarity for me, though. I was like, oh, this is how people think about the prequels. And, okay, I get it now, because I don't, we're mostly pro-prequel here, but what is this?
A beautiful noise. That's debatable.
False advertising.
Yeah. Like a Sha Na Na ripoff or something.
Getting real late.
I wanted to eat some Lay's. Like,
I hit a bag of Lay's.
from Frito-Lay. Sponsor of this broadcast or something like. Anyone watching this broadcast?
When I was a kid, I always thought, it'd be so cool to be sitting like right there in the background, but literally, like, they're looking the other way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
You're all about the fame.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
This lead guy in the front
Yeah.
is yassifying this crowd, this capacity crowd.
Yeah. I bet he's from like St. Louis or something. Like
Yeah.
moved to New York 15 years ago,
Yeah.
and it's like now this is his big moment.
Yeah.
And it's like, yep, there you go. And that's what you came here for.
No, there's a
Like,
few years ago, there was, they have high school bands come through. And a few years ago, there was one that was from not that far away from here. I don't even remember where it was, but great story, I know.
Oh, I remember what you're talking about now. Yeah.
Don't remember where it was, but they were from around here, so yeah. Never been in a Macy's, by the way.
I haven't
There's the
either.
one in
There's one in Charlotte.
Charlotte, yeah.
I feel like I've been near some traveling somewhere other than there, like out and about.
No, they
but-
ought to, like, another network, like, not like one of the major ones, but like, let's say, I don't know, like,
One of the most overplayed songs of all time. No, thank you, goodbye.
like,
Oh, you're from North Carolina. Yeah, it doesn't
What's
mean
the
I need to
channel-
like trash.
okay, what's the channel that,
we're,
like,
we're both talking about different things.
Anyways,
randomly,
Andy Cohen.
okay, like
like, it
yeah.
shows, like, old 50s, 60s TV.
TV land.
No,
Oh, Me TV.
Me TV.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, Me TV needs to have, like, a competing parade, like the Sears parade. And it's like they're not even around
Right.
anymore, but it's like the low grade
Right.
B parade that it's like, that Mike Love's performing, and, like, just like everything's like
Right.
a degree or two removed from contemporary
Like all
success.
the right wing crap.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Why we gotta keep going back to them? I wonder if Hoda and Yoda have ever met. What's your preferred name of Grogu? Ooh, there's SpongeBob. Baby Yoda, Grogu, the child. Do you have a
worthless trash?
Oh.
Almost had a goal there. Sorry. Well, this game's almost over, so don't worry. We'll focus on. the
Well, we're only
parade.
going to it during
Yeah.
the commercials,
But-
anyways.
Am I more interested in this?
About,
The answer,
got about 10 minutes
the
left
answer
of
will not surprise
regulation.
you. Let me just say that. Like,
That's what like would be so frustrating about you play soccer at this level or football at this level. It's like you like the margins of error are so high, and it's like you have a moment like that where you can maybe barely get a goal and you miss it, and it's like all that hard work just disappears.
and it didn't stop for probably 10 minutes or something. I don't know, of back and forth. Like,
yeah.
okay, got the Korean band with like a soccer hat on. I don't even know how to describe that.
It goes without saying. The World
I
Cup.
thought we had the red hood there for a second. It was just a hat. I thought they were literally wearing like a red hood thing.
That the World Cup doesn't normally happen. Obviously, this time of year, it's usually in the summer. And it's interesting that it's going on in the middle of holiday season and Thanksgiving.
That's kind of been part of their whole, obviously, their marketing of that.
It was John Hamm as Santa Claus. Yeah.
Yeah, not John Hamm is like Pilgrim. Like John Hamm is Santa Claus. Like you said, they're just going ahead and skipping along to Christmas. Like,
well, I think that might be another thing too. I don't know how those ads travel internationally. They're mostly American-centric ads, but it's like, oh, that'll be marginally more world-centric as Christmas than even Thanksgiving would be. You know what I mean? So
well, and also I've been thinking about this. They probably got other commentators there for like, I don't know, Al Jazeera or like other, like, Telemundo stuff
or
and
the
like
Guardian
other
or
international, BBC, whatever. Like,
we haven't talked enough about The Rock has this own show about his own life and history. It's just like
which
really
is just
weird.
so clearly interesting.
Rouch. A Rouch?
Night Court. Like the show, or like, or there's like a new show.
Anyways, George Lopez
and his daughter. Man, he's looking old.
Yeah, looks like a daggum dwarf from Lord of the Rings.
All that hair, We're doing a Quantum Leap show now?
The reboot, yeah. He's the Bakula role, I think, the lead, yeah.
So they're doing a Night Court reboot, I guess, too, because everybody wanted more Night Court for some reason.
We've talked about.
Oh no, I'd love to watch
Night
it,
Court,
but like, I don't want to watch.
As big fans of John
Larroquette. We had the John Larroquette show, which was actually pretty good when I saw it.
I had no idea he was in The West Wing. And then when he popped up,
I
literally was like, Levi, get in here right now.
I was like standing there waiting for who it was going to be, and it was literally not at all who I was expecting. Comes in with like a cricket bat or something like.
As eye roll inducing both of these are, they at least act like they care or invested.
Literally, Matt
Lauer
was
just
like,
this total
here
sleepwalking
comes
buffoon.
The Thanksgiving, the turkey float.
It's like the substitute
as
teacher.
Always, as it is every year.
There's Mario Lopez and family.
Where is Al Roker?
I haven't seen him yet. I'm going to type in Google, where is Al Roker?
Maybe he's on the commode or something.
Where is my phone? Where is Al Roker and where is Al Qaeda based?
Okay.
Al Roker reveals he's in the hospital.
When? Right now?
6 days ago.
Oh, maybe that's why he ain't doing it.
Today, Al Roker be replaced by a co-star who's received illness from Thanksgiving Day parade. Had blood clots.
Well, that's a shame.
We were wanting to roast him, but I guess we can't do that now.
Can't roast that turkey.
Best wishes, Al.
All right, let's get this performance over so we can go back to the World Cup real quick.
I'm not saying weather is a conspiracy, but I will say it never rains during these or has bad weather. That's all I'm saying.
I can't think of a Thanksgiving day in my lifetime that it's ever been bad weather.
I'm not saying weather's a conspiracy, but that's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Storm Aurora Monroe is working the Butterball hotline and is standing by at any moment, and she can, Work her mutant magic.
Mutant.
Yeah. Honestly, I got a lot of kids addicted to conspiracy theories. I wouldn't doubt if one of them seriously said that one day. It was like, weather's a conspiracy. Oh, we're all living in the simulation. It's like, well, what a crappy simulation it is.
Yeah. It's also dumb
The
when people say
Rockettes.
that because it's like, okay, then what are we to do? They
What
never
are we
have
gonna
any
do about it?
response. It's like, what does it even matter
Yeah.
if we are? Like,
What is it Bill Hicks says? Like, all right, you said, now what? Oh, what is it he said? You know, like somebody said was heckling him or
he's
something.
like, okay, yeah, now what's next? Now,
Yeah.
now what is it? Yeah. So you're doing the same thing you did again.
The Rockettes.
Sisters of the Rock.
Yeah.
Dudette, Rockette, like
London Calling.
their big moment. Such a weird vaudevillian like holdover from like 100 years ago.
Yeah.
It's like, why are we still doing this?
Yeah.
They're not wearing their normal clothes.
Yeah. Please clap.
Yeah. All right. No score. 2 minutes left in regulation.
Just straight up.
Body.
Yeah.
Yeah. GS show.
McDonald's, we deliver.
Yeah, I've been seeing that and laughing, thinking, yeah, like hell you do.
Come on, get one in.
Oh,
They're not gonna call. They're letting the boys play.
yeah, I kind of wondered about that, but if I were playing that on FIFA 23, they wouldn't let me do that.
Playing down the center.
The angel is the centerfold. Oh, close.
The woodwork.
The wood won't work. Like Wub Bloom Code 9. Like that was
wasn't even gonna go in anyways. It hit
No,
the bar. It was close, but
well.
you see that one guy had his hands behind his back. He was like just moving
That's
his
how
leg.
they do sometimes
Yeah.
when they do defense like that. What? Oh my God!
Looks
That's
like a comic book villain.
yeah,
or
it's like one of the
something.
most frightening images I've ever seen. There was a Uruguay fan that I don't even know looked like Electro or something like. Come on! Yes!
Nope.
Oh,
didn't
missed
go
it!
in.
Dang it! I swear that looked like it.
They
went
both
in.
had shots here
Yeah.
and didn't get it. Wow, was he the daggum Green Hornet?
Yeah. Kato.
Yeah, it's too wide. It's on the outside.
Yep. See, the idea is you got to get it in.
The whole goal is you get the goal.
You get a goal, yeah.
So we were talking about this earlier. We don't really understand the whole extra time.
It's just whatever they
thing.
decide.
It's like, let's give
well,
them
they
7
have to
minutes.
give them at least 7 minutes.
Okay.
But then they can go over that if they want.
Better maybe go check on.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. Usually, not always, usually got good channel surfing instincts about, all right,
We've been
time
trained.
to go back. Yeah.
Bruce Campbell looking guy here.
A lot of training at Sarah and Arnold Starnes' home, as well as Mama Huffman, Irene Huffman's homes.
Many children will never have learned how to do that.
Yeah. That's like one of the... It's not genuinely sad, like a real problem, but it is kind of sad that like there's a lot of kids that don't grow up with cable TV or like having a bunch of... And then it's just everything streaming now, and they don't have that sensation of picking up. And again, I'm not going to make a big deal about this, but there is something to like generations being raised on various forms of media as opposed to just this one thing that's curated for you, and just like sometimes having to watch some things you don't even totally love or want to see, but builds character. Here we go. Mario Lopez and family leading the way.
It's starting, even though it's been going on for almost an hour.
Yeah.
Like...
Parade arrives on 34th Street. A miracle indeed.
All part of the menu.
The menu. I don't know how much. I wonder if it's going to get a lot of Thanksgiving business because, like, you know, people being off. They keep saying Mario Lopez and family. It looks like it's just his daughter, but I don't know. Unless Tom Turkey and him are married, I don't know.
That was just really pathetic sounding.
Directed by Denny Directo.
Uh-oh.
All I wanna do. No, I don't think it's the same version. Never been to Missouri.
Nope.
Gone Girl took place there. Did you know? Mary, did you know?
Mary, did you know? It's one of those, did you know? Is that one of those vocals that gets your bowels boiling? You know what I mean?
Also, it's like, Mary, did you know? It's like, well, she literally had an angel talk to her and communicate with her. So I think she knew, but, you know. There's the man.
All right.
Ronald himself.
What's going on over here?
I think like he scored a goal or something, but
no. Maybe it was a block.
Come on.
Enough of this
Somebody
crap.
put one in. Come on. Somebody get something. You got a corner kick coming up.
Mm-hmm.
That might be something.
For
Uruguay,
yeah.
Drama.
One bit of drama. One bit of Dramamine. Ready.
Last gasp. Come on. Somebody. Good receivers score touchdowns. No, never mind. Guess not having good receivers today.
I guess they're not to the point yet where the games are going to keep going until somebody wins.
Yeah.
Look a half decent team, though, don't they? South Korea. It would be easy to beat them for any team in this group.
It's funny sometimes where they pass them back and forth for a while.
Yeah.
It's like, whatever.
No, you take
come
the
on,
ball.
come on.
No, you take the ball. Give Calhoun the ball.
Clear that too well. Billy helps him out. South Korea get a throw. That's interesting. Wang In-boom conducting the orchestra of the South Korean fans. Come on, make some noise, he says.
Come on, make some noise.
De La Cruz. Good ball. Cavani. Where can they take this? Varela.
At like 10 seconds. Nah. Free kick for Korea. This could be the game. They get it.
Yeah, I have no idea what he saw there. Interesting call from Japan. Unless he just
You talking to me? Like,
because intent doesn't come into
And then focus on Korean fans right after that.
so it is pretty much
Good camera work. Do they yellow card him?
I love watching these football
Oh,
coaches.
he got
as
yellow
they-
carded, it looks like, the coach.
until the former Portuguese international in charge of 4 years of South Korea. And he's been planning this game, planning this campaign for that long. The word is he might have to go if they flopped. That is it.
That's it.
Yep. Tie.
Tied game.
All right. We're back. We're done. Going back to this.
Andy Cohen. You know, I'm not opposed to "All I Want for Christmas Is You" by Mariah Carey, but it seems like that song just like everybody's, oh, she's just the queen of Christmas now. It's
She
like,
did one song.
Jolly
Right.
Green Giant. Never seen this float before.
Vegetables ready for the fall harvest, and working with his veggie-loving apprentice Sprout, the Green Giant ensures that each vegetable is picked just as the
Like, what is the Jolly Green
I
Giant?
don't know.
Yeah, mythical being.
adorable young corn-loving internet celebrity.
Used to go to Fresh Air Galaxy, and they had a Jolly Green Giant there.
To another giant in his field. This innovative songwriter is a country music chart topper singing "What My World Spins Around Here" is Jordan Davis.
Here we go.
Are you ready?
Oh, this song. With Jolly Green Giant. So far, this is the I don't even know what to say. Like the combo of the parade.
Mm-hmm. I guess theoretically it makes sense. Is that farming, country music, like? That guy standing
Yeah.
there.
All right, moving on.
All right, so now we have Grogu.
All right, Grogu himself.
Away as a fan favorite and Funko Pop inspired Grogu from the beloved Star Wars series The Mandalorian. The balloon's head is so wide that it is 37 feet. Ear span is longer than a telephone pole is tall.
Wow, that's some big ears. And this adorable family will appear
Good for him.
The Mandalorian on Disney Plus next year. But before then, we are eager to browse the new Grogu merchandise at Funko Pop.
Money, capitalism, like.
Jack is coming to take over.
Might as well be.
Holiday special, Night of the Lights, and the series Fraggle Rock, Back to the Rock on Apple TV+. The Southern Romanian musical Fraggles have dispatched Uncle Traveling Now.
What? Are they even speaking English?
You know, I'm not even saying they're dumb for this. I don't know. They have no clue what they're talking about. They're just reading the teleprompter.
Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade? It's Hobo.
I've not ever watched anything Fraggle Rock related.
It's never made sense to me. He's supposed to be like 21 gigawatts or something like.
Christopher Lloyd.
Dark brown. I was trying to think of his name.
And then people just walking by, just totally ignoring it.
Pop icon Paula Abdul and Grammy winner Sean Paul from the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade continues.
And Snoopy
Snoop.
going to the moon.
Old Snoop.
Zach, have you ever had a dream that felt real?
You're seeing glimpses through time. It takes a special kind of gift to use one of those, and a special kind of person to make things right.
What is this?
Jesus, people in need.
What?
Ready to get to work?
Are you ready to fly? Ready for war.
Snow Globe, a Chick-fil-A original story.
What?
This Slumberland, it looks so awful. You notice in like when they're in these big environments how there's no like other human beings or characters. That just shows you they're probably just shooting everything against a green screen or a backdrop, and they're like, I don't even feel the need to. Like that's like a whole city, and there's no one there. Like there's literally like it's just empty. How like bland that is visually. Just why don't we do a special?
I just want to spread it out magic. My hooves are just killing me.
I can't wait to see or not see because I won't watch it, but can't wait to imagine in my mind, which I'm doing
All right,
now.
we're an hour in.
What
2 more.
The villainous role in that will be of who will be preventing her from trying to spread that holiday cheer. You know, it's just like because it's like literally it's Dolly Parton. Like just let her do what she's gonna do.
Yeah.
You know, it's like whatever. I don't care. I'm not gonna like
Looks
it.
like Iggy
probably,
Pop.
but
Like let him be like the villain.
What kind of sicko? It's almost like this is New York's way of reminding us we own y'all. Biltmore, New York or North Carolina because of the Biltmore House. So.
Yeah. This Christmas,
New York money.
When night falls.
I swear the other day when I heard that, I thought it said when night falls, Biltmore closes. I was gonna say, well, yeah, like I was like, oh, glows, okay. Like,
yeah, they have that whole candle light tour you can do at night.
Our mom and dad did that a couple of years ago.
I saw some Food Line action yesterday in Bones and All.
Yeah, that was
Food Line
interesting.
bag. We talked about that a little bit.
Yeah.
Quite liked it. The newest Luca Guadagnino movie starring Taylor Russell and Timothy Chalamet.
Like you said, quite heartfelt for a movie about eating hearts. You know, or ripping them out of people's chests, as we saw at the end.
There
of the
obviously is a certain irony to this coming out around Thanksgiving. It's like, you know, food for fun and eating for the whole family, you know.
Maybe even eat your family.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So it's basically like a road movie about the world of cannibalism that apparently exists in the world of this.
Who would want to look at this?
This looks so stupid, by the way. Like, again, here's all these blank streets. Like, no, thank you. Anytime I see anything like, go to this for the interactive experience or whatever, I'm like, no.
Like they got a Genio float.
But you're probably a little more of a Guadagnino fan than I am just because you've seen the show he did.
We Are Who We Are.
And then also you're a huge fan of Call Me By Your Name. And a big fan of Timothy Chalamet as well. Taylor Russell, haven't really seen her in much of anything since Waves, which we liked her a lot in that. Yeah. But, I like the movie quite a bit. And it's weird, like, there are moments of it that are genuinely heartfelt and heartwarming, but then the subject matter is just so not that.
Right.
And it's a movie that you'd have to recommend with certain reservations. You wouldn't just recommend to anybody. But again, I was expecting to maybe like it, but considering what the subject matter is, it's very risky in terms of the chances it takes. But for me, it mostly all paid off, which is a credit to it, the fact that it did. What did you think of the movie?
Yeah, I agree pretty much with all that. I mean, I thought there were parts of it that were disingenuous, but it was just so well made and a lot of interesting choices and just always doing whatever you don't expect it to do. It's oh, we're going to do that.
I think Mark Rylance was really good in the movie, but his character's continued reappearance I thought was a little unnecessary, frankly. But
this is definitely, by the way, lip sync, no doubt. I just want to make that clear.
Paula Abdul, of course, famous as being one of the original American Idol judges, and before that she was like a dancing Laker girl or whatever back in the 80s and 90s.
Is that Flava Flav?
Yeah, I think it is. I will say I am a little shocked that while I'm happy we got to see Bones and all, that the Fablemans wasn't playing in Hickory during this time, which is a little disappointing, but yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy. I'm a pretty big Public Enemy fan, relatively. Yeah. Actually, I'm not really a hip hop fan at all, but it's like, oh yeah, that's good. You know, they're still writing those books.
Are they really?
I mean, they've literally entered a realm where it's like eternal middle school, where it like just goes on and on.
Mm-hmm. It's like The Simpsons or something.
Who has the cheese touch?
What does that even mean?
So, in the first book, his friend Rowley, or no, it was another kid, somebody. There was a piece of really old Swiss cheese that had been left out on a basketball court.
Yeah.
And one of the weird kids touched it.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, he's got the cheese touch, and he was like passing it around to different kids, and it was like tag almost. Mm-hmm. I think Greg eventually got it or something in the first book. I don't know if that's still a thing in these newer books or not, but
yeah.
When I was into those books was when they first really kind of came out, and I read them for a while, until I was just like, old enough where I didn't read them anymore. But
yeah,
they keep going though. Now, like I said, they're kind of like in this almost eternal, like kind of like The Simpsons, where it's just like time just stands still and situations keep happening. I guess, like,
From Columbia, South Carolina, Benedict College band. There was only one other couple there for the screening of that movie yesterday.
Yeah, they were some weird folks. That's all I'll say about that.
There he is, Pillsbury Doughboy.
They don't even have the Pillsbury name on his hat, though.
Yeah. Why wouldn't they have the logo on there?
Wow.
I'm coming.
He's like, oh, I'm obese. Like those like old like Super Friends era version of like style of DC characters.
Yeah.
And I've got like a button that has the penguin on it version of that, and it says morbidly obese on it. Always kept that.
And the water surrounding us. Sitting in places of honor and facing the four directions are elders from different tribal nations. The branches of this symbolic tree stand for peace, unity, and gratitude every day.
Did they say what tribe they're from?
I don't think so.
I was thinking they said something about Berlin. I thought they were talking about Goodbye Berlin, which was the name of that Christopher Isherwood novel that was turned into Cabaret. I was like, oh yeah, we need another version of that. Like Goodbye DC at this point. Or more, that should have been like a couple years ago, but
yeah,
not now.
Love's bringing them together.
There's a thing about all the lives that were ended by that. By the way, I just want to say heart attacks, being crushed, general lack to want to live after seeing this happen. Like, what is this anyway? Strange world, strange world.
Stone Cold, strange world. Yeah, here he is, Pillsbury
He's gonna do
Doughboy.
his little laugh. I bet that freak. Come on, do it for the kids. Come on. Yeah, there you go.
But on that one, he had his had the logo.
I know. Well, he did it a little bit of a prissier, haha. I guess he's a little boy now or something.
Zeposia can help people with UC achieve and maintain remission, and has been shown to reduce symptoms in as early as 2 weeks. Zeposia is the first.
Go back to the bar got set a little higher with your contract.
Undisputed. The first take ripoff on FS1.
Are they not showing any more games today? I don't guess so. No? Oh, they're going to start showing them on there.
Fox.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and go over there and then back to 2. No. Or 6, I mean. Alright. I'll watch some of that game. Alright.
Who won it?
Switzerland.
Okay. Okay. Random collection of people. Oh, he's got another show now.
Did you not know that?
I think we saw this same ad earlier, but I forgot.
Let me just say, if George Lopez and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson are the night of programming, I'm just gonna go to bed. Like,
The Kilgore Rangerettes.
Prince, like Chris, like.
Yeah, they're based out of Texas, I figured, but I was checking Kilgore, Texas.
Or if it was Kilroy Rangerettes. Kilroy was here. No, he wasn't. He doesn't exist.
He fake.
Get over it.
The war's over. Boss Baby himself. Can't forget who voiced him.
Look at that clown.
Yeah.
Give me a bicycle, clown. Unionizing the workers like the elves. But I thought he represented capitalism.
Yeah, he's a fake boss.
Now, he would be like, "Oh yeah, I'm into this." Like,
Yeah.
In Jalapa, Veracruz, wearing their traditional charro suits, it is the Defeaties marching band led by Jesus Mendoza and playing
so Mexico's World Cup team tied Poland on Tuesday. They're going to play Argentina on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Argentina will probably win that one, but considering they already lost to Saudi Arabia, which shouldn't have happened, I don't know.
Yeah, that was a shocking result when I heard that. I was like, wow.
All my kids were pissed about it.
You play to win the game.
Oh, that was awesome. Well, Netflix brings us this bright star in the sky, Ada Twist. Based on the award-winning children's books of the same name, the animated series...
Sorry, we got quiet for a while.
Yeah.
I just kind of blanked out
Yeah.
because I was
Never heard of
listening
this.
to the music.
With the help of her friends Ada, unravels and solves mysteries, putting her knowledge into action, making the world
So think about it.
Yeah,
The post she's
well, I'm trying.
got. Put that noggin to use.
New York Life is bringing us this incredible toy house of marvelous milestones. Look carefully, and you'll see
Oh, New York Life Insurance. Like,
stages of their lives, building better futures for themselves and their loved ones.
Wow.
On this day of Thanksgiving, New York Life gives thanks to all those who put love into action.
She is a solid gold American treasure, performing her classic "What the World Needs Now" and joined by the Bells Choir. Here is one of contemporary music's greatest ever.
Dionne Warwick.
yeah.
Yeah.
Warwick.
Just lip sync.
Yeah, all of these are, I
Yeah.
guess. They're not even trying to hide it this year.
They ain't got like a up close look at her really yet. It's so far away.
Which a 5-year-old's like. And they just appeared. Oh, they're over there. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought they were like behind the barricade and they were singing.
I wonder, like in New York City, how many roads all this actually takes up and streets and everything, and how difficult it is to maybe move around the city that day. I don't know. Manhattan, anyways.
Anyway, yeah, let's not even let her get finished. Barely even
Was
saw
like, well,
her.
that didn't really hurt anyways.
Yeah, so dang, that was just pathetic.
Special Forces, world's toughest.
Okay.
By leaps and bounds. Making a dinner that makes their whole day. And giving your best friend the best nutrients for their best life. Science did that.
Okay.
So this is made by science.
Get your Macy's order faster with curbside pickup for your hosting essentials, in-store pickup for the big party, or same-day delivery for that last-minute gift. Get just
For that last minute
I
engagement
don't know.
ring.
Some of those original Macy's were on the Titanic, I think.
I think
Died.
we got to talk about this
Yeah.
Paul Giamatti as Ebenezer Scrooge Verizon ad. So I think I mentioned
Yeah.
we've talked about it, but if this was anybody else doing this, I'd be like, oh, whatever, stupid. But it's like, oh no, but it's Paul Giamatti getting a chance to be Scrooge. That's cool. That's fun,
Yeah.
right? Like, you know, making
Yeah,
that
ye
bang.
old town center. It's so weird. I really like him. He's a really weird
Yeah,
whole
I would
presence.
love him for it.
Yeah, like I actually think that mopping is better than vacuuming.
Oh yeah. We got a lot of carpet in our home, so there's a lot of vacuuming. I'd rather mop, yeah.
Because guess what? Then you don't have to walk over there for a while because it has to dry. So it's like an excuse to be lazy. You know, it's like, oh, I don't have to do anything now.
Yeah. Take a load off.
Focus on one daily pill that tackles pain, stiffness, and swelling. For some, Rinvoq significantly reduces RA and PSA fatigue.
It can stop further irreversible joint damage, and Rinvoq can leave skin clear or almost.
Yeah, if you can do anything to avoid irreversible nerve damage or whatever.
Can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions.
Do not take this medicine if you're allergic to it. Yeah. Thanks. Witch.
Your mission. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
They got the World Cup too, I guess.
Yeah. In Premier League, which is I think the most followed international league here in America, which is in
Because it's the English.
Yeah.
That's probably what I'll have to start watching. Because I'd rather watch some of the other European ones, or some of the Latin ones.
Blue from Blue's Clues fame.
It's literally just sitting there.
Yeah.
So Toys R Us is like back open,
Yeah, I've heard
but
that.
like not because like there was one in Hickory, North Carolina, where we're from here, and they haven't opened that one back up. So
Yeah,
so this is the new Blue's Clues guy, by the way.
good for him.
Used to be Steve, then it was whatever, and now it's this guy.
So it says Toys R Us will be opening over 400 stores within Macy's starting in 2022.
Oh, okay.
So it's like not necessarily its whole old store again, but it's like operating within Macy's.
Okay.
So
Blue's Big City Adventure, yeah, I bet. Is this Broadway too, or something?
I don't know. Let's see.
Why weren't you paying attention a minute ago? Because I didn't want to, that's why.
This is dumb.
It's dumb as hell. Meanwhile, random glitter comes out of nowhere, like,
Now it says it's a movie.
oh, okay. On Paramount Plus.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. All right, go on your way then.
All right, go.
Go. Bye
Be
bye.
gone.
Bye.
2024 to NBC and Peacock. In our audience, sitting with his family, that is Jordan Burroughs.
It must be a Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
Six-time world champion. We wish good luck to Jordan and the rest of his USA teammates as they go for the gold in the next Olympics.
Which will be like 4 years away, but whatever.
2024 Olympics, Winter Olympics.
That'd be the summer though, right? They just had the winter this year, right?
No, they just had. Oh no, that's right. Yeah, so never mind. That's the
Because they had the 2020 Olympics last year because
Right.
of COVID,
No,
and then they did.
yeah, that's right. So yeah, then they'll have
The summer's in 24.
Right, so that's what it was. Never mind. I got all my dates mixed up. What the hell?
It was seen for the first time on the cover of Un Verano Sin Ti, Bad Bunny's last album. The representation of his heart, spirit, and essence is here to always remind us that summer lives inside of us, no matter the season.
No, I'm good with the winter, but thanks.
And it's brought to you today by
But summer, like, overrated.
art and music. It invites you to feel deeply, sing loudly, and live passionately.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to go where the air is sweet? Yes, you know what I'm talking about. We'll tell you how to get to Sesame Street. Just go to 34th Street where the whole gang gathers on Thanksgiving Day. Powered by nonprofit educational organization Sesame Workshop.
Here they come.
53rd
I swear if Gonzo ain't there, I'm going to lose my mind.
Well, get ready.
belonging in full celebration of our diverse world.
Singing Best Christmas
Or not Gonzo. What's the other blue one that's on Sesame Street? That's what I was thinking of.
Like Grover, maybe?
Grover. I meant Grover, not...
It's like basically a blue
Right.
Elmo, but Elmo's obviously...
Yeah, Grover's what I meant, not what's the one I just said? The Gonzo?
Yeah, Gonzo's a Muppet.
It's not good that we have Gonzo and Grover. They look similar, and they both start
There's
with a
the Count.
G. Oh, the Count's there at least. Okay, we can vibe with that. That's fine. There he is. Grover's there. If y'all ever want to have a good time, go look up the Count censored. Every time he says count, it's a bleep, and it sounds like it's like saying the F word or whatever.
Or Martin Scorsese's Sesame Street's video.
I'm not even kidding, one of the best videos on YouTube.
That's old, too. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't you always love, like, the idiotic human characters in Sesame Street?
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing hanging out with these
Freaks.
puppets?
What even is Elmo?
Yeah. I'm going to type that in Google, see what happens. What even is Elmo? Elmo is a furry red Muppet monster who lives on Sesame Street.
I guess he's just a monster, yeah.
Self-described as 3.5 years old. Old enough to know better, no. And almost always refers to himself in the third person.
Like Sully from Bones and All, whose float is coming up next. Like, the braided hair of his victims. Nostromo hat and all. Bones and all. How's it even literally possible to accomplish that, by the way, the bones and all thing? About you eat their bones, too.
Yeah,
So how would you eat their bones? I don't know.
They make a big deal, too, about that like, how they can smell each other from far away or a while, you know.
Bunch of freaks.
New York City
Them,
Police
not the New
Department
York
police
City.
band.
Yeah.
Led by police officer and band director Johan Gill, we salute the 66 musicians of the popular New York Police Department marching band, the Band of Blue, originally
I didn't even know they'd have a marching band.
Good one today, Bon Jovi's It's My Life.
It's in a major city. Yeah, it makes sense. Maybe have one.
Oh. I'll be here. I don't have anywhere else to go.
Yeah, stuck here. Nearly halfway through.
We're stuck here until the next game comes on at 11.
Like the way it fixes blurry photos. Magically erases annoying distractions.
Magically erases people you don't want to see.
Right, it's like, that's kind of what life is, you know?
Yeah, you
like,
gotta deal with it and put up with it.
Did you know switching has never been easier?
I mean, one of my favorite pictures ever taken of our family was on
Pixel 7 Pro
a cruise ship
get Pixel Watch.
we were on, and in the background was the guy we later found out was the guy that we were part of the family we were eating dinner with. We didn't even know, and he had his shirt off and his big old gut, and was like happened to look at that exact moment of where we were taking the picture. It's like that moment in Seinfeld of like George with his toupee and and Kruger's family photo at the beach or whatever. It's literally like that. Like, did we take him out? No.
Well, that's the thing. It's like no, like that's a big staple of family traditions is random people in the background. Like, can't get rid of that. All this modern technology, all this stuff. As a pastor years ago said, I remember in a sermon. Tomorrow, USA plays Great Britain. That's going to be a big game.
Yep. I'll be watching that. That's at 2. To clear the deck. Clear the deck and...
we'll have to go against our BFFs.
Leave the bathroom door open, if you know what I mean. Like, might have to be running quickly, like...
Will he make it?
Ask your healthcare provider right away if an authorized oral treatment is right for you.
With the Venture X card from Capital One, you earn 2 times miles on every purchase. The noise canceling. You're being too loud.
This is the woman of the hour, Taylor Swift, who I find to be far too much discourse around, positive or negative. Like,
yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Alvarez, I saved my shrimp tails. I have a whole collection. I keep them in jars under my bed.
You don't need to get that personal. The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. She also plays piano. Yeah.
With my feet.
okay.
Call or click to get a quote today.
Hollywood's biggest party is back. Golden Globes.
Okay.
You are watching ballet Hispanico dance, a number inspired by a fantastic dream sequence in this
Any Golden Globes thoughts?
Wonderland.
No, it's trash. Like,
Walking by the stars Flip and Nemo, who take audiences.
Flip and Nemo.
I was once told by somebody that I should be in the Hollywood Foreign Press in high school, genuinely. They're like, oh, you're in the movies, you should be in that.
Maybe think about the name Hollywood
Yeah, right.
Foreign
But
Press.
it's like,
You'd be just as legitimate as any of them. Yeah, I mean, I used to watch the Oscars every year, but for the last several years I've exited. Oh, this is that Slumberland thing I'm just realizing. Is that guy over there is the Momoa part and the
Yeah.
stupid horns thing he's
yeah, because
wearing?
it's clearly not him because
Yeah.
they're not focusing on him, but...
To save the day is Red Titan, the brave and kind alter ego of Ryan from Ryan's World. With over
Oh, have you heard about that stuff? That
What even is
Ryan's
that?
World Toys. It's
What the
basically
heck
that,
is even that?
It's basically that kid whose parents have kidnapped him into like this whole like. It's like real sad, more or less. Like,
Oh, I think I do
it's
know.
like this real big viral thing or whatever. And like, I mean, there's nothing official, I don't think, but it seems like that child has like been kidnapped or something. Like,
Yeah.
Ryan's World continues to rock.
There's a bunch of like unboxing videos and
then it kind of became its own.
as
toy
according
thing.
to YouTube or on Wikipedia it says total views 52.8 billion,
It's big.
subscribers 33.6 million.
fans in America. Katie Van Doren leads this
That's it.
May 6th
I just have a lot of awful thoughts about parents who would even subject their kids to that.
Yeah.
All that. Just how awful
That kid's
going
gonna be screwed up in a few years. You'll see.
He already
So,
is,
I mean,
probably.
like, but when he becomes an adult, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
Vandergrift High School from Austin, Texas. I wonder how these high school bands get on here if they like have these competitions
probably
and they
or
select
auditions
yeah.
or something. Yeah.
Goku. Oh. Turkey Dragon
This
first,
is-
even though the camera's far more interesting than
This
Goku.
is Flaming Dragon. Like,
From Tropic Thunder.
yeah.
Lego bricks children build and rebuild anything they can imagine while learning lifelong skills.
Turkey Dragon.
2008, this indie pop band from Los Angeles takes the Lego stage and plays Moneymaker. Here are Fits and the Tantrums.
Can't wait for this. As he fits, I guess.
It's like a Hispanic Michael Keaton.
Yeah. It does look like that hair, though. How does this connect to
Legos?
Yeah.
It doesn't.
See that guy down the, right
Yeah.
there has the like Lego shovel.
Yeah.
Make your money maker. People. Shake your money maker for Legos. Like, wow. Okay. So much for the moral majority in this country. Like the broom for
Yeah.
the sweep. I always love the Lego trees.
Yeah.
The sky, behold, it's Goku, the legendary hero of the Dragon Ball franchise from Toei Animation, with his jaw set, fists flashing.
The Dragon Ball Z video games used to be really fun. Played them in the 2000s fighting
Why is
games.
his hair
I don't know.
like that now?
Blue,
Like teal.
I don't know, yeah.
Well, this year the Dragon Ball franchise entertained fans everywhere with its newest movie, Dragon Ball Superhero, and the new action survival game, Dragon Ball The Breaker. So, go Goku, go!
Lame.
Jessica Chastain, okay.
You mean Marianne Trump?
Hi, I'm Jessica.
Jessica, nice to meet you, Jessica.
Jessica.
Jessica. Look, I'm sorry. I just have to.
Anyway.
Try turning your head this way.
Oh, I found it. Oh, thank you so much.
Watch out for the ice!
Just ahead, boy band Big Time Rush. And the internet
This is really random. She's just in this.
as the parade marches forward live on
Most violent year indeed. You got any thoughts on Jessica Chastain?
Never been a big fan of hers.
She got compared a lot early on, I feel like, to Amy Adams. There's been a discourse for a while now about how Amy Adams hasn't really been anything all that great in a while, and that she is one of the best actresses in Hollywood. But
Yeah.
Sharp Objects, I don't even know how long ago that was now. Was that like 18, 19? When was that out? That was amazing, though. We really like that.
Which thing you said?
Sharp Objects.
Oh yeah, right.
That was in 18. Okay. That was really good. Yeah, all that was directed by Jean-Marc Vallée, as was
Most HIV pills contain 3 or 4 medicines.
Big Little Lies.
With just 2. Research
Yeah, he died last Christmas
is prescribed and get
a
to
year ago.
detectable can no longer transmit HIV through sex. Don't take Dovato if you're allergic to
Couldn't remember why or how.
Take Dovatilide. Taking Dovato
Just cardiac arrhythmia, secondary to severe
hepatitis B can become harder to treat.
atherosclerosis.
Don't stop Dovato without talking to
How do you say that?
or become life-threatening. Serious
Artery
life-threatening side
problems.
effects
So.
may occur, including allergic reactions.
And we liked the first season of Big Little Lies. Not as big of a fan of the second season, but
Yeah.
Stop Dovato and get
I haven't really seen his movies. The Dallas Buyers Club. I know you've seen that, right?
No.
Oh, you haven't. Okay, thought you had.
What, have you seen that?
No,
Oh, okay.
use effective birth control while on Dovato.
that movie Wild he did with Reese Witherspoon. I've not seen that either.
Or headache, nausea, diarrhea, trouble sleeping,
Washington, Nevada.
Be the first to see Puss in Boots. Trust me. At a special sneak preview this Saturday.
I guess they're finally putting out the last one of these.
Well, we'll see how much money it makes. Oh, they're calling it the last Puss in Boots. I never did see the Puss in Boots spinoffs.
I saw the first one.
The Last Wish is the name of the new one.
Yep.
Still a part of the Shrekiverse, I guess. Still going.
Yep.
Shrek Forever After. Last Shrek movie.
The whole Shrek cult I find so strange. Because like those movies just kind of came out when we were kids and we were just like, okay, yeah, whatever, and moved on. And it's like now people are like, oh my god, Shrek. Like, it's just like, no. Like,
it's one of those things that where irony becomes the gospel.
Yeah. All right, you gonna let them get up?
All right, you gonna leave?
Well, I mean, Rosie O'Donnell's disgusting. I mean, you look at her; she's a slob. She talks like a truck driver. Sorry, I was just thinking of his involvement in the pageants and all that crap, all that sexist stuff.
Yeah,
all that sexist smut. Live show. What the hell's this?
I don't know.
They come up with
Bluey,
something new
I think's
every
the name
minute,
of it.
don't they?
Yeah, Bluey's is Australian.
Look at that kid.
He's like, hey, Blake. He's like, nah, I'm good.
He's like, Bluey. Chewy.
I didn't know Olay was socially conscious. Good for them. Stem-sational float. You a big fan of STEM, Levi?
Nope. You hear, all right. She's always like, all right. They're always like, all right. Let's just keep going. I said they're at least trying more than like, here comes the float.
Here comes the stem-sational float. There's like 15 things going on with this.
Yeah. Betty who?
She could almost pass for Greta Gerwig from afar if you don't look too close at the face. That hair, though, I don't know what she's going for there.
Pete Davidson's ass. Who? Like,
Skeet. What is it?
Whatever.
This is Kanye called her.
All of them suck.
Yeah.
And Pete Davidson is the most likable out of the group.
There's something's going down. That's a problem. But yeah, we're humanities teachers, being in English and social studies. So yeah. I mean, STEM is important, but
Is it though?
It is, but
no, I'm saying we all believe our thing's the most important though, and I truly believe that though. With English and social studies, it's like
Wow.
Wow, that was a performance.
I think especially Hoda looks like she'd been Joker gassed like it was a second
Yeah.
ago.
Hoda.
And you know these marching bands are good, but after the fifth or sixth one, you're like, okay, yeah, queer Big Apple Corps.
Just the name makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Though.
This is probably gonna be controversial, but like, color guard, why? You know, just like the color. You know, like
the flags and stuff.
yeah, just like
why that happens at all.
and
you're
they
saying?
they
Yeah.
take it all so seriously too. Like I know I've got kids that are in color guard, and who knows, you might be listening right now. I doubt it, but. And they just they try to act like they're equal members of the band or whatever.
Yeah, you're not
It's
doing
like
anything.
You're literally just waving a flag around like dumb. Sorry. You can hear how broken I am about it.
As Lee Daniels said live on air yesterday about Quentin Tarantino. Next.
We happened to catch that live. And who are they again?
That Kinder eggs they make in Germany. Okay. Right. Oh, them. I ain't seen them in a while. Right when I was starting to get out of watching Nickelodeon was when these guys became a big thing, I remember.
Oh, yeah. What was that? That wasn't the group, was it? The guy who's in Hereditary?
No, Naked Brothers Band.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
like about 5 years before that or so.
All right, he recovered.
Now they got him.
You know they're like, all right, we got to get this kid
they
waving.
gave him electroshock therapy and threw him back out there.
Paralyzed.
Paralyzed from the waist down. Like, okay.
Well, you don't got to be excited about it. Don't worry though, Jimmy.
I am so paralyzed.
Jimmy Fallon's.
Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that on us. Help me, Allah.
Help me, Jewish God.
It's like, don't even remember Yahweh, I guess.
Even you.
Even you will be dead. Like, what? Drop everything and die. What? What?
What?
Freshly certified B Corp, Espresso joins a global movement using business as a force for
That was George.
So we don't just cultivate beautiful coffees.
Oh, yeah.
We're committed to creating
I remember when George Clooney was in movies.
We're getting there.
I actually kind of wanted to see the one with him and
Cristiano
Julia
Ronaldo's
Roberts.
going to be playing in this one.
but
I think this is supposed to be his last World Cup or something.
yeah. Like the uniform.
Mm-hmm.
You talked there, Lex, about, acting like a jerk. He definitely has done. Rob, you mentioned earlier about, the young boys looking at
Acting like a jerk.
It has been unacceptable what he's done at Manchester United. But this is a Ronaldo with a lot to prove. And a Ronaldo with a lot to prove.
Furniture built to withstand all of the trends and traditions. Even the time-honored New Year's Eve arm wrestling. Haverty's, we furnish happiness.
At Thrivent, when it comes
Thrivent.
to financial strategies, we like to
Okay.
think outside the box.
Bro, you thriving, bro?
For your family are about
Hey, bro.
Don't tase me, bro.
clients with advice, investments,
No, don't be gentle with him. Eye kicking is what's called for.
Yeah, we need we needed Bill Maher to also guest commentate this too. Like,
more at
You probably went off about cancel culture within 5 minutes. Eric Idle recently spoke out. He's like one of the few surviving members of Monty Python that's kind of not an idiot now, because John Cleese is kind of like harbors some strange opinions on things. I think he's still mostly liberal, but like he goes on and on about cancel culture. Anyways, Eric Idle, who's always been one of my favorites, truly. I mean, going back to Casper, that's where I first know him from. By the way, the whole decision to pair him and Catherine Moriarty in that is like one of the most randomly inspired choices. Anyways, of like him, like he was specifically talking about Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle says all these transphobic, homophobic things left and right all the time, and he was complaining about cancel culture in his recent SNL monologue, and literally Eric Idle said, "How can you be canceled? You're allowed to be on SNL and guest host, and then you're on here talking about you get canceled or whatever." And he's like, "That's basically how privileged that is," and blah 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 all this. And he was speaking out against how frustrated he is with comedians who cry about cancel culture all the time.
Cleese, I know, has said some stuff about, what was it? It was like the funniest thing ever, the way he said it. Was like, I don't care about trans people that much or whatever. It's like, not even that he was.
I think that came out of the whole J.K. Rowling thing.
He was technically being insulting, obviously, and anti-trans and being transphobic, but like, because I just don't really care either way, is the way it sounded. It was just very like, what? Kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, this was. Anyways, any thoughts on the Disney Wish float?
Nope.
John Cleese accused of transphobia after defending J.K. Rowling on Twitter. I'm afraid I'm not that interested in trans.
That's
folks,
what it was.
He said.
Like the what? Like,
I just hope they're happy and that people treat them kindly.
Yeah, I mean,
right now I'm more focused on threats to democracy in America, the rampant corruption in the UK, the appalling British press, the revelations about police brutality. It was on November 22nd of 2020. So it's like, well, I'm worried about all those things too, but like maybe just don't punch down and abuse trans people just because,
Yeah. What?
Goofy. Where's Goofy even at? Is he the captain of the ship? He's in the boiler room. Like, where is he?
He's down there.
Oh,
yeah. There he is. Who even is all that? Like, it feels like there's always people appearing. Like,
I wonder if NBC execs are just
Spider-Man
and Black Panther.
Like,
yeah. But NBC execs right now are just like so mad, like, we're gonna show this Disney crap on here. Like,
the laugh, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Freak.
Which Disney has all their little specials they do for holiday lights and concerts and stuff around this time of year.
California dreaming. Such a winter day.
I like that song, but after Chungking Express.
Well, it's funny because I've never liked that song, and Chungking Express did not help. So
which is a great movie. But
no, I mean that's like one of my favorite, however many movies. I don't know, but it's like, yeah, I'm fine with it in that movie because I've accepted it. But outside of that, I'm like, no, never.
Mm-hmm.
California
Dweeming.
The American Dweem.
Dusty Rhodes. He should have been afloat.
Back
in the day.
I think the American Dream is actually the American Nightmare.
Wow. Hot takes from overlapping dialogue.
The American Dweem.
Well, George Carlin, I'm paraphrasing, once said, they call it the American Dream because you'd have to be asleep to believe it.
Yeah.
He has all kinds of quotes. There was one that's something like, imagine the average person in America and how dumb they are. And imagine there's half the country's even dumber than that. SpongeBob himself.
Why are there all these lights on him?
It's in case you don't see him.
Yeah.
We had our great uncle Arnold used to call him Cheesehead all the time.
Yeah.
Which it admittedly does look like.
Gary looks weird.
Yeah, Gary's got devious things on his mind. What do you think about, SpongeBob's now in a similar category to The Simpsons, where it just seems like it's going to go on indefinitely past its prime.
And also it's got all these new spin-off shows where it seems like they're almost not even as interested in maintaining the flagship as much anymore, but they're still doing it. Yeah, I mean, it's at the point where, like, nobody really watches it.
The new stuff,
and it's just kind of like, okay. I mean, I know kids do, obviously, that are younger, but, like, all of us, I guess what you call OG fans or whatever that were kids when it first came out, nobody cares now to where, it's like, okay, it'll just keep going, I guess. They finally stopped making Fairly Odd Parents, but that was never quite as popular anyway, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're making all these spin-off shows now to the point where SpongeBob's just going to keep going, I guess.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving Day, Sean Paul in the house.
Oh man, that song.
Yeah.
Look. Hoda and what's her name were dancing.
What is her name?
They've said it a bunch of times and I just haven't cared. I love it's like
variety.
On Spectrum it just says a variety of things.
Yeah.
Banana.
You want to be the papa, you can be.
Anyway. Baby Shark. Well, they make a show out of Baby Shark now.
This is one of the most random cultural phenomenons that song is still.
Baby Shark. It always got taught at Bible camp, as they call it. As Jip Rossetti once called it on Boardwalk Empire, just get back from Bible camp. Well,
you gotta imagine what Bible camps had to have been in the 20s compared to now.
Chinese are saying 23 is going to be the year of the pig. Let me just say I cleaned up what his version of saying that was.
You got to do that often when you're talking about Jip Rossetti.
Yeah, I mean.
Ziggy Marley, is that like of Bob Marley's lineage? Like,
yeah.
Brief History of Seven Killings, amazing book. Check it out. Yeah, he is the son of Bob Marley and Rita Marley.
Rita Marley? Run!
I've honestly not listened to enough Bob Marley. I need to do that. Oh, there he is, still there.
Who? Flava Flav?
Flava Flav still in the house.
Yeah, boy!
You ever watch that reality show he had?
No, I've always wanted to. I think he was on the original Real World, wasn't he? Or Celebrity Real World, or what was that show that had all the famous people in it? They were like celebrities that stayed in a house together. Wasn't the Real World? It was.
Let's see. The Surreal Life.
That's it.
Flavor of Love was his own little show.
Hogan Knows Best version of that.
Yeah. I am not really a math guy.
All right, about to have kickoff over here, and it ain't happening right now. Very expensive gels. Questlove was his name. I was trying to think of it, and I was about to say Q-Tip, and I was like, no, it's something with a Q. Questlove, a tribe called
RZA?
Quest. No. The RZA.
Jizza. JZA.
Are they both in Tribe Called Quest too, or something?
They were Wu-Tang.
Oh, that's right. Questlove was in Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, GZA, excuse me. I said JZA.
Gizza,
RZA, GZA,
Gizza.
Old Dirty Bastard, Method
Yeah.
Man, Raekwon, Ghostface Killer, Inspector Deck, You God, and Master Killer.
That's actually a really big group of people that is that stacked.
Yeah.
Because, like, I've heard all those names a lot to the point where I'm like, oh, wow, they're all in
I
there.
guys, I never really heard of Inspector Deck.
Yeah.
I really love that name.
Old Dirty Bastard's my favorite one.
I love old, like Grand Old Party, you know.
I think there was a group of, like a motorcycle gang that was called the Old Dirty Bastards or something like. Good question.
Why did they have to make that movie?
Alright, I'm gonna be starting that in a minute.
Emerge from their eggs right in the middle of the parade, right in the middle of 30 courts.
Oh, is this Land Before Time?
Actual size of a real newborn dinosaur. It seems Dino's family grows every year. Look up, see what I mean?
Oh, I guess not.
Yeah.
Remember the Land Before Time? What a big deal that used to be.
Yeah.
Mascot Dino has been a longtime guest on our Thanksgiving Day show, and now he's
Did you see it? Like,
Yeah. I've never seen really any of the Land Before Time movies.
I didn't either. I remember they were like massive when I was a kid, and then I just never cared.
Yeah, no, not anti. Just missed
That
it.
and that movie Spirit, that horse movie,
Oh yeah.
that was like a big deal. I remember. I actually saw that, but and ants
I remember that a little bit.
and
I saw that.
robots
I remember that. I had Ewan McGregor. I remember that.
and Robin Williams.
The
Now
dream,
that
the
actually,
Dream Team.
that I actually saw at the movie theater. I remember.
Director Kevin Kessler presents his mighty South Dakota State University private
Director John Cassavetes from Beyond the Grave
Via
Reese-
hologram.
restages Minnie and Moskowitz,
ensemble in their state, and they
and he's like pissed. You can tell,
Yeah.
like that moment in the Love Streams.
I was fine being dead. Why'd you bring me back? Like he's like mad
Yeah.
about it.
the Love Streams moment of him like shaking his head, like,
Yeah.
he's like, all right, it's crap, cut it, that's a wrap. Like that was like the last thing they filmed too, and he's like, all right, crap,
I'm done.
awful, let's
I'm
move.
done with
All right,
this.
we're done. Like, it's like, oh, maybe only his best movie on certain days, but okay.
Yeah. She better catch that. Okay.
What are you gonna do if she don't?
I'm gonna complain about it.
Are you serious? Like,
60 feet, you are looking at the longest float in the history of our parade. The Louisiana Office of Tourism invites you to feed your soul.
it's funny because it don't actually look.
It don't
that
look
big.
that long, honestly, but okay.
Okay.
Amazing celebrations.
New Orleans.
So come on, put your party shoes on and come on down the Louisiana way.
And here's one of the most
That actually is a cool float. It's got
Yeah.
a lot of stuff going on, but Smokey the Bear behind them.
Yeah.
Trombone Shorty and
Trombone Shorty.
The Gizza.
Inspector Deck.
All right,
Trombone
we got one
Shorty.
more hour.
Hour 3.
The Mask.
They'll do the don't you know they'll do The Mask as a Broadway show sometime soon. They've done that Beetlejuice. I know that was pretty popular. That actually could work as a Broadway show. I don't know how good it was, but I can see that being all right.
What about Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoon? Meanwhile,
Yeah. Wow. Oh. Hello
doing
there.
like Heil Hitler or something. What's it doing?
Yeah, it needs to.
Put that up.
Smokey the Bear needs to be canceled.
Nearly 9 out of 10 wildfires are started by humans, so they can be prevented. Created in 1944, Smokey Bear is the longest-running public service campaign in U.S.
It makes sense. A latter New Deal entry, like.
Yeah.
When you're enjoying the outdoors. For helpful wildfire prevention safety tips, please visit Smokey Bear online because
Smokey Bear Online.
only you can prevent forest fires.
It's not funny, Hoda. Don't laugh. Just go to Smokey the Bear website about wildland fire prevention, how-tos, Smokey's history, Smokey for kids, for educators. I'm an educator. So can you.
I'm a pole, and so can you. No, everybody can't educate. Let's not encourage that.
I see every day that that's not true.
Right, yeah.
What is this? See that one on the left? It was just kind of standing there with a cupcake on its head.
Bronco Brown.
Bronco Henry, where he at?
Blanco Brown. Oh, okay.
I thought he said Bronco.
That's what I heard. Blank Brown.
Got like a tail.
There's been this whole movement the last so many years to combine country and rap
Hip
and
hop,
even more than there used to be. Like Gangsta Grass was an early version of this, but
Old Town Road, or what was it?
yeah.
No, Lil Nas X.
Okay. Did you just say Lil Nas X? Really?
Old Town Road, yeah.
More music, balloons, and floats when we return.
Yeah. All right, let's see what's going on over here. All right, 5 minutes in, no score on Portugal and Ghana. Although Ghana's, well, they were getting kind of close.
You rooting for somebody in this?
I'm gonna go Portugal, and I've got a reason.
Okay.
Because normally I would go Ghana just because they're the underdog. But my first ever Model UN country was Portugal.
Oh, okay.
So I always kind of, whenever
Yeah.
there's a contest, I always kind of pull for them.
Also, Portugal's just like they're right there by Spain. You know what I mean?
They don't get enough credit.
Yeah. That Iberian Peninsula.
They also don't get enough credit for creating the slave trade.
Yeah.
So, sorry to
rain
ruin
on the parade.
Sorry to ruin the mood, but Ghana's banking on the fact that they will choke. That they will choke on like.
Playmaker. Qatar.
Hoda.
Yeah, what's going on with Hoda?
Alright, let's go back.
Indeed, with speeds up to a gig and over 99.9% network reliability.
Wait, Spectrum Internet being that good?
No,
I don't know about
that's
that.
fantasy.
It's like a sci-fi future.
7075 or visit a Spectrum store today.
Give Spectrum one now.
But what if we lived in a world without oil and natural gas? Life would be very different because oil and gas are part of just about everything you touch.
And that's a good thing? I don't know.
To the stuff you wear, to the stuff in your hair, and so much more. Our world would be unrecognizable if the products we rely on just disappeared. Better luck next time.
See the difference on
Okay.
Wake Up Charlotte, 4:30 to 7 a.m.
All right, it's 48 degrees here in New York. Perfect weather for some.
Okay, get rid of that. Well, it's time to start.
Yeah, we got to start doing it.
Well, we got to start doing that.
Yeah.
I don't care. Jobs, get new ones.
Just go online to gobowling.com. And we are happy to have with us these terrific Junior Team USA members, Jillian Martin and Cameron Crowe.
There won't be enough jobs, and start paying people.
Get your job, S, and start jobbing.
Yeah. Cameron Crowe without the E.
And then the Cameron Crowe, I
Dang,
remember.
I think it's a shame it ain't our old friend. Who do you think you are? I am that guy. Can't remember his name. Don't care either.
Filling with childhood memories, Jeffrey the Giraffe DJs a dance party celebrating the joy of kids at play as it passes in front of Macy's flagship store in
Never been a dancing fan. Have you?
Not especially.
I don't like to dance. I feel like a fool.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not a fan.
I don't like to scream and shout for things either. Like, get into, like, sports necessarily sometimes.
Yeah.
I will, but...
Yeah, it's kind of dumb.
That don't mean I'm not into it. I just sit there
Yeah.
quietly. I do it at home sometimes, scream at the TV and stuff. But there's nobody there. It's like the Minnesota Miracle when that happened. I literally jumped up on top of my coffee table at school. I was watching that live and was screaming and yelling like in a good way. Because, you know, the Saints lost. Worst defensive play of all time. Oh, they got screwed early on. Too bad. Screw them. Die. Who that gonna beat them Saints? Everybody. That's who. Trash.
I think that kid in the background had glasses on, like sunglasses.
Oh, that one.
Well, there's two of them.
That guy. What? Like he knew we were waiting for him the whole time. You know, to appear.
That giraffe. Never understood why the giraffe was the mascot for Toys R Us.
Because you have to be a giraffe to get to the top shelf, I guess.
It's one of the great ironies as a kid, you want to go to Toys R Us all the time and didn't really get to go much. And then when you're older and you got the money, you don't really care anymore.
They used to have some good kind of die-cast toys and stuff, though.
Yeah.
It's like better stuff.
Collectible, yeah. That truck.
Yeah.
You see me rolling.
Target kind of serves that purpose now.
Yeah.
Oh, what I'd rather be doing.
What's up with his face? Like,
he's like the Blue Man Group, but America.
Yeah. America Man Group.
Yeah. God, the Black and Blue Group. Yeah. To make goals. Yeah, they might have only one goal in mind, as it turns out. I keep hearing that music, like over and over, because that's all I've been doing the last few days is watching all these games.
There he is, Ronald McDonald himself. Everyone's favorite burger clam.
Yeah, if his heart's made of money.
Or he's gonna have a heart
the
attack.
almighty dollar.
He's gonna have a heart attack if all he's eating is McDonald's. Although, how McDonald's has enriched your life.
And how McDonald's employees go above and beyond, that's hilarious. Not at the Granite Falls one, they don't. That's the official Ronald McDonald for the last so many years.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it's...
Is that the one that said Minecraft?
No, that's like another...
local one.
But I'm wondering if that's the same one that's like, I love taking selfies.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that whole thing. Like, but
Wait. Hamburger's got, like, red hair now.
And Grimace is, like... I don't know.
Still thick. THICC.
Meanwhile, Bernie Sanders was driving the car, it looked like.
The top 1% of McDonald land needs to
Mayor
pay.
McCheese needs to explain his economic differential system to me personally.
Personally.
I want it now.
There's
I want to lift the weights now.
Isn't there like a cop who's like there's a big
Chief.
cheeseburger head too?
Yeah, I don't remember his name. Is that Mayor McCheese's brother-in-law or something?
Donald Land cop. Officer
Big Mac. Literally like this Irish
He is
burger.
similar in appearance to Mayor McCheese. Let's go to his McDonald's wiki. His McDonald Land Chief of Police, Officer Big Mac, wears an old-fashioned constable uniform. Officer Big Mac is the main representative of law and order in McDonald Land.
Law and order.
It is his responsibility to prevent the
catch
Hamburglar from
yeah.
stealing hamburgers and prevent Captain Crook from stealing Filet-O-Fish sandwiches.
What?
It was dropped following 1980 streamlining of the McDonald Land characters. Captain Crook, I think I forgot about him.
That was
He's like
barely a thing in
pirate.
the 70s, yeah.
Until 1984. Similar in appearance to Captain Hook from the 1953 Disney film Peter Pan.
Did you hear all this? It's like, even though it's a foul and it's going in the opposite direction, it was like, that was a good play. Like, it's like, what, everything you didn't want to happen happened. Like, what?
Well, we need to go over the vital information, if you will, for Captain Crook real quick.
Okay.
So, species is human.
I would hope so.
Gender is male.
Yeah.
Nationality is Russian.
What?
So he's like a Russian
pirate.
Yeah, this is a Cold War holdover. Ethnicity Hungarian. Height 5'6". Weight approximately 178 pounds. Enemies the world.
Are you what? Are you serious? Like,
weight for whatever reason again approximately 178 pounds. Hair color gray in the early 70s but brown later on. Body type lean and muscular. Character description: McDonald Land pirate who steals Filet-O-Fish sandwiches. So there you go.
I love that enemies the world.
Yeah.
That's like when our mom says somebody's mad at the world. She says that all the
That's
time.
what she meant. You know?
Right.
She's a child of the 70s.
She learned that from
Captain Crook himself.
the Burger Clown's ultimate villain. I just think the Hamburglar is hilarious. Just like, I want to steal hamburgers. Like,
I mean, I feel his vibe. I gotta
Yeah.
say, but yeah. Who's gonna clean up this mess? Who dat gonna clean up this mess?
because I love the implication of the hamburger is like, oh hell no, like you're gonna get hamburgers for free at McDonald's. You know, like
You gonna pay your $1.15? You know, back in my day, a hamburger was like 60-some cent or whatever.
Okay.
So, okay.
Not sure what all that was about.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, glitching out.
There's that mighty Spectrum service there was bragging about. Pure imagination.
Great song.
Why does Wonder Bread get that song paired with it? Like,
Classic brand Wonder Bread. This next performer began her career writing hits for other artists like Sam Smith and Miley Cyrus, just to name a couple. Sing her song, classic. Here is Cam.
yes, we can.
Who?
Cam, I don't know.
Might as well call her Mike, like MIC.
Yeah.
I guess we're just gonna keep glitching out here.
Can't take it.
It's almost like the TV's like we're in the third hour. I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
A Joni Mitchell reference.
Betty Davis. Why gotta invoke her in this? There's Snoopy. The Snoop
Well,
Dogg.
she wasn't really a good person, so
Great actress.
Thanksgiving Day for 43 years, more than any other character celebrates history and making history.
We don't talk about Joe Cool at all. The Joe
yes.
Cool conundrum.
So the fact that so the fact that there is a character named Snoopy,
Yeah.
who is a dog
Yeah.
who can do things
Yeah.
for some reason, and that everyone knows that he is a dog that exists in the world of this, but yet sometimes puts on a Letterman jacket and sunglasses and calls himself Joe Cool and acts like he is a child.
And
And
people
the
are like,
other
yeah,
children believe it.
Yeah.
Even though he's clearly a dog with sunglasses on.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Charlie Brown's got a beret like he's like dadgum artist or something.
I think it's supposed to be a baseball cap that's like
Oh.
folded a
Yeah,
certain
I
way.
guess.
Yeah, but
We watch the Thanksgiving episode every year. We're going to be doing that tonight.
yeah. Okay. Good for them. It was a good match. Just got happy
Yeah.
about it.
Always kind of
Bourbon
forget.
County, Paris, Kentucky.
Well, you know that obviously Kentucky was a big kind of French
yeah.
place because of Louisville, obviously. But yeah, it's just interesting. I always forget that because you don't think of Kentucky as like a big like the French, you know.
Mitch McConnell, I don't know if he.
How many hamburgers you're kind of like? He's the hamburger.
Oh, poor Mitch. He's still the Senate Minority Leader.
That son of a Mitch.
Mm-hmm. There's that picture gets shared a lot of him. It's like standing by or holding basically a Confederate flag back from like the 70s or 80s.
I can't remember if
Smurfs up.
it was he was with the Klan, some group members of the Klan, or if it was something else.
Yeah.
Klansman.
Just connecting to his constituents. So what's wrong with that? Is you ain't part of my constituency.
You're gonna be playing Papa Smurf in the Papa Smurf movie.
Smurfs is something I've not watched really a lick of at all.
It makes no sense to me whatsoever. The fact that Gargamel is at all interested in these Smurfs. I bet he's into it. Yeah, look.
Well, you got that Marvin the Martian jacket
with like a
on.
Milwaukee shirt on.
Jacket, yeah.
I meant, yeah, whatever. He
Still,
don't know what it is either.
0-0.
Yeah, we keep going back over here.
Budweiser.
That's funny.
Drinkenstein.
Yeah, the fact they're not allowing any drinking there.
Drinkenstein. Is there another game after this one, really?
Yeah, there's going to be Brazil and Serbia. That should be a wipeout. Cable's messing up over here, too.
Just a Spectrum thing.
I guess it's because everybody's at home watching TV.
Yeah. That guy.
It's probably also because Spectrum just totally sucks.
Yeah, it probably has something to do with that. We've always had cable, though. We've never had satellite. somebody on Twitter said, "And here comes the Lydia Tar float, sponsored by U-Haul." Like, if only. I guess I'm surprised though. I shouldn't be. The memification of Tar on Twitter is like,
Yeah,
'cause I think it's mostly funny, but
relatively. And here he comes right now.
yep.
We welcome this proud peacock from NBC Universal streaming service with its live TV camera and monitors mounted on the float's back end.
The peacock. Like, don't that look almost as long as the other one was? It was
Yeah.
the longest ever. It's just like, okay.
TV shows like Yellowstone, good binge for the long weekend, and more.
I just love this is their like banner floating and like we're going with this trio because that new show's coming on. But
Bumper in Berlin. Here are its stars: Adam Devine, Sarah Hyland, and Flula Ford blending their a cappella voices in a memorable mashup.
all right, let's hear it. Acapella is something I've never been the most into.
Tasty krautrock.
I'll go back to that disinterested boy.
That song has seen such a strange resurgence in the past like 5 years in particular. Everybody's just like that song. It's like it's been a thing for a while, but
Yeah.
well, Germany can't even beat Japan. So anyway,
Banana.
so it's glitching out so bad at this point. Right?
Yeah, on our end, anyways. The whole Minions craze. That's something.
Oh, look, there's a person.
Is that a real person in there? Or is it...
No, it's
Oh.
like moving it. I was gonna say like
Sorry, they need to help them out.
Through some technical wizardry, this one appears to be quite animated.
man, that was just so fun. It made a funny ha ha.
Bands of America national champion. This is one of the premier marching bands in the U.S. Welcome the Marching Greyhounds from Carmel High School in Indiana, led by Chris.
I was just thinking we need another marching band, and then I was like, thank God they showed up. Well, just look at that color guard go though.
Yeah. It's
Oh
like
my
that
gosh,
episode of
it's so
SpongeBob
valuable.
Band Geeks, which is like a big fan favorite for everybody, which I'm a pretty big fan of that also, but there's that part in it where it's like, flag twirlers, twirl, and he's like making them go so fast, they literally turn into helicopters and fly into a blimp and explode.
Who's your boy,
and
Levi?
die.
Jimmy Fallon coming up.
You say that like you don't hate him. Like, I never even talk or think about him ever. Like, I don't know.
And we could have no finer ambassadors representing the Big Apple than the host of NBC's Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon and his Grammy-winning house band, The Roots. They're ready to rock 34th Street with Jimmy and Dolly Parton.
Imagine
It's like he's to me is like the refuse that settles at the bottom of a trash can you've had for a long, long time. It's like you don't really want it there, but you don't really want to engage with
you
it
don't
either.
even want to touch it.
Right?
You
And it's
gotta
just
leave
like,
it at where
right,
it is. That's a
and
good.
it's-
That's a
yeah.
good analogy.
And I'm not talking about one that would be inside your house. I'm talking about one you'd put out at the road.
Yeah.
I'm talking about that level of sewage. You know, like. But no, if we literally go out there right now, here in a few minutes,
What's he doing wearing like a pumpkin with a...
I don't know.
It's like,
but if we went out there, I guarantee you there'd be some
Santa
in there.
hat.
It's like gray
Yeah.
refuse that stinks awful, and it's like at the bottom.
But
And
you're
it's
not
like,
about to touch it.
No.
You're going to leave it where it is. And hope that it one day disappears all on its own. Haters will say that it's wrong. But again, he's like part of the mantle that was once Johnny Carson, Jimmy Carter, Johnny Carson. Imagine him like having his own little band he comes out and performs with every once in a while. You know what I mean?
Meanwhile, Jay Leno's face is halfway burned.
I will say, like, one thing about Jimmy Fallon is that he does a decent Neil Young impression. Have you seen that? Like,
Yeah, at some point,
Yeah.
I think. He did a good Jim Morrison impression.
yeah.
Speaking of hot air,
Speaking of useless hot air,
Jimmy Fallon.
Fallon! Was it is that in Prestige?
Yeah, Fallon! Yeah. Are we still going with this? Like,
Thought this bit got dropped, but
portions pre-recorded.
I want the sweep. He like looks like one of the Muppets in Muppet Christmas Carol, specifically.
Where's Santa?
Where's the big man? Where's that?
Made
big
me the
dude?
balloon clown. Like,
Yeah.
meanwhile,
Although they legally got to say that, like, part of the larger corporate family, like. All right.
World Cup. Something happened. Somebody must have been fouled or something.
Somebody acting up. Somebody gonna go to timeout.
We probably need to label this podcast Half World Cup.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like
Oh, you're already gonna know it, listeners. But this podcast is gonna have an obnoxiously long title. I'm gonna intentionally
Yeah.
make it because again, this is the first Overlapping Dialogue's first annual 96th Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade with 2022 World Cup thoughts intermittently interspersed.
yeah. All right, they got a free kick for something.
For that hold, I guess.
Yeah. This could change everything. Nope. Kick it back. Get out.
Maybe I don't know. This is just a thought. Maybe at some point in the future we could actually just do some random sporting events. Like do commentaries for those. That's
Well.
the thing, you know.
We do better than they would commentating half the time.
Well, if we still watch the Oscars, that would honestly be something to do.
Yeah, I would never do that. I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah. I don't care to. Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. What?
Wait, where am I?
Where am I at? Am I something going on?
Zach,
What?
you're in Qatar.
Yeah, but like, why? Am I doing something? What are y'all mad about? What are you doing? Like, what are you kicking that around for?
What's the ball about?
Why don't you
What's
just
that
let,
about then?
if you keep kicking it, why don't you just let somebody keep it? Like, whoa. Get a steal. Oh.
Yo, ma. All right, let's go see. Check back on.
All on us. That's a value of up to $1,900. Verizon.
We were just saying this.
It's funny because I was thinking the exact same thing. That like, oh, we need to go.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we got that internal clock
Yeah.
set up.
One we've never done before. Mariah Carey will be here. Santa Claus
Oh my gosh.
will be in the
He will be here.
He will be here, schmuck.
We got to critique, like, who is the Santa they're going with this year? Does he live up to the Santa legacy? Is it going to be Tim Allen himself promoting the Santa Claus, like, Disney Plus thing?
Just last year overcame her fears and achieved her dream to fly. Accompanied by her friends from
Love the switch off of, like, looking at that camera, then I'm going to, the camera moves away and I'll look away.
extraordinary heights. If we just believe.
If we just
Pretty
believe.
good, actually.
Yeah. If we just believe.
No. And I'm not being hateful. I'm just like, no, Santa Claus does not exist, folks. Sorry. Like, get over it. Like, it's all a big lie.
Santa is real and he is white, as Megyn Kelly once
Yeah,
said. Like,
wow. Say the same thing about Jesus.
Yeah.
And it's like, no. Man. Okay.
I thought he was going to fall over.
Yeah. I would too if I had to walk that far.
Yeah. It's a hike. Do you love 3D calendars, Levi? You thought about them? Hmm?
Can you hear me okay? Like,
We're not really watching any of the Hallmark Channel.
I think I'm
tradition.
good.
Yeah, we're good.
I think I'm an adult male. I think I'm good.
Recording artists who just released their first Christmas album, Merry Christmas Love, singing What Christmas Means to Me. Please welcome
Today being Thanksgiving on the 24th, we're, obviously a month away from Christmas Eve. Anything on your Christmas list to send out to the Overlapping Dialogue faithful? Make them aware of you want to have under your stocking.
Some D, peace and quiet.
James Gagnon
Yeah.
said.
Well, he said something else.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say, but not on this Christian.
The older
podcast.
I
You
get,
see that
the-
woman that was
yeah,
just like,
the older I get, the more I empathize and sympathize with that
Yeah.
idea, though.
look at that guy through the back.
Yeah.
With the fire, like.
Is he okay?
Is that guy Dana Carvey on the right there?
Looks like Gabler mixed with
Matt Ingram.
Yeah. Gabler, of course, from the new season of Survivor.
Matt Ingram from the South Caldwell High School legacy.
Yeah,
You know.
Maybe,
Yeah.
Matt, maybe you're listening. Maybe you made it to 2.5 hours plus into a podcast that I don't even know if you know exists. He's a good teacher.
Yep.
Big fan of the rock band Boston.
Yeah. That is where our interests diverge. They're kind of just sitting there for a second. You notice that?
Yeah. Just sucking it in for themselves.
and Dennis Rhodes, comprised of the top bands and auxiliary members from
Oh, yeah, another band.
DC. These star high school students now proudly perform Christmas carols on parade.
This is the official Macy's band. Have them
Getting
waiting
in
by every
the final
bathroom.
minute. Final minutes.
About 20 minutes left. Who will outwit, outplay, and outlast them all?
Good question. Wrong answer.
Do you have a policy on Christmas music this time of year?
I'm-
How early is too early?
I'm getting tired of dealing with it to the point where I just put up with whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even care.
Like what we said earlier, I think it's like, well, let's wait till Christmas or Thanksgiving passes and then we can really start it up in earnest. But Elf on the Shelf.
Look at it. Look. It's like weird.
Yeah.
He's so weird. It's so doodle.
We didn't grow up with Elf on the Shelf.
No, that we just had whippings when we were a kid. That's all. You know.
The things they'd say to me.
Yeah.
What the hell you doing in the bathroom day and night?
Give somebody else a chance. That's what they'd say. That's one of the funniest.
Yeah.
Really? What would he say?
But the look he has on his face, the things they'd say to me.
That's what they'd say.
Oh, I will see none of them. Most must.
I wish they just get Flava Flav down there.
They need to have the Flava Flav cam on at all times, like at different areas of the screen. How you doing, y'all?
He's gonna lose his voice. He's not lip syncing.
Yeah. Maybe he should have.
The authenticity I'm liking though. You know?
Yeah. That person in the middle of the snow area there, just chilling. Whoa! Don't get
Hang
too hot
on.
and spicy.
Yeah, they're
Muy
trapped.
caliente.
They're trapped. Jump in the air. Like it's an order.
Look how it's shaking.
Yeah. He's dancing, that's why.
Is it even safe though?
Everybody's jumping up and down on it.
Jump around. Gloria Steinem.
Dr. Friedrich Steiner. Right, no score still. We're almost at the end of the first
0-0.
half. Close. All right. Oh, I'm hurt. That actually probably would hurt pretty bad.
Back up.
It's kind of weird to hear this like brass band there. You can hear it, and it's like, no, that's on the other channel.
Yeah,
the channels are converging, crossing the beams. Like, shut up,
please.
Ghostbusters is garbage.
Yeah, not fans.
And if you're like, oh my god, how could you say that? Because I live in reality. That's why. Because I exist in a plane that is worth living in, where I recognize that Ghostbusters is a garbage product. That's what I do. That's how I live my life.
Yeah, I've just never liked that concept all that much. I don't know.
But it's so irreverent. It's so funny. One of those is true.
Yeah.
I want you to guess which one I believe.
Or believe.
Yeah. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Not better go back on over.
Not yet. Not yet. Make a shot. Come on.
Come on. Come on, Portugal. Got a Portugal. Where's the Portia Bros?
Well, gonna have to go back. Come on. Come on, potentially sink your chances and hurry up and shoot so we can go back to this podcast topic. All right. No.
See the difference. Be the difference. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. He can take the freeway down. It's literally awful. I mean, it's Chuck Berry wrote it, so it's got to be trashed, right? I mean, that's got to be Kane. Like, you know, it's like Chuck Berry was an a-hole, but his music was good.
Whoa.
It's like
They got enough people there?
But, you know, it's like Chuck Berry, I mean, his music was like, I mean, he was a jerk, but his music was great. It's like, once again, one of those is true.
See, but there's a billion people there.
Yeah,
like... What do we think of this song?
Well, what did I just say?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Chuck Berry, like, no. Like,
I thought you just more talking about him than anything, but yeah.
Well, he wrote it. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, no. Like,
in Home Alone, though, during one of them,
that's kind of funny. It's using that because it's being very literal.
Yeah.
But, yeah. No, I mean, like, literally one of the cringiest things of all time is in Back to the Future of, like... with the phone.
I think that's funny, but I do
it's
admit
so
it's
awful.
dumb,
like,
yeah.
Oh my god. And family, Mario Lopez and family.
Yeah, we ain't heard from them in a while.
That's another thing you need to add on to the title with Mario Lopez and family.
Yeah. Remind me of that later.
Gloria Estefan, Sasha Estefan Coppola, and Emily Estefan. Okay, so she actually has her family there. Okay. And he's barely participating. Look at him. Is he alive? Is he awake?
He's like, should I talk now? Should I go now? Is my mic on? Are we having a good time? He's getting his big moment.
That reminds me of something I need to tell you off air about a certain situation in our lives that is existing that I don't want to speak about on air. That's all I'll say.
Now, again, listeners, if you really want to know what this is, please email us at HuffmanBrothersProductions@gmail.com. And again, that's HuffmanBrothersProductions@gmail.com.
And we will not tell you. But it'll be nice to have received an email.
But yes, and we will send you a handcrafted GIF. We will send you a GIF that we ourselves make. Now, whether or not we've already made it and sent it, well,
yeah,
that'll be up for you to figure out.
You were re-gifted.
A GIF.
A GIF.
Re-gift. Okay.
I'm just going to jump over really fast and see if they went to halftime. They did. It was 0-0. Okay.
Yes! Another band! Big fan of character development.
I mean, that's kind of what we're all into, ultimately. I know some people are kind of shy about admitting that, but yeah.
They do something Planet of the Apes theme some year.
What?
Yeah. I mean, I know it was a joke on The Simpsons, like Planet of the Apes the musical, but that really does need to happen. Because why not, you know?
Kind of done everything else.
Yeah.
Right, they have 10 minutes to blow my mind. You think they're going to do it?
No. I will say it is impressive how all the groups that stop here and do a little showcase, how they have to carry all these props, drop them, do it, and then leave.
What's that?
Pikachu
other...
and Eevee.
Okay. Is it the female Pikachu?
No.
Okay.
It's not a Pikachu. It's a carousel.
Yeah.
Well, they ride like a hot dog Pokeball, like.
Hot dog. Hot dog. Instead of cat dog.
What a weird concept. You got your cat, you got your dog.
It's cat dog.
Put them together, get you a cat dog.
One of the funniest random memes is that little mouse from Cat Dog, like walking out of its little mouse hole and then walking back in or whatever.
That's a cool float, actually.
Looks like the singing Christmas tree they used to tour around.
See, even at the end of this whole endeavor, it's like, all right, Christmas though. Let's come on, let's go. Thanksgiving,
hurry up! Like,
Thanksgiving, GTFO.
Come on, hurry up! Like,
come on, hurry up!
Santa Claus is here. Turkey better get out. He's the man with the bag. He'll
Mario,
put you in it.
Mario Lopez and family better GTFO. I want them out of here. The official Queen of Christmas. That's who she is now. She got the title. Who'd she take it from? Betty White.
All right. Last commercial break. Let's do it.
The official Queen.
She did one song.
Let's get rid of these trash people.
Out of a picture that literally was just taken? Like.
So we don't need these civilians in here.
Salazzo knows he's a civilian. Like, what? I always thought they said Salazzo knows he's a Sicilian. I was thinking, yeah, like.
That works too.
What is any of
Warwick
this?
Davis. Never seen Willow.
I'm good. Yeah. I'm not a fan of the other Smiths. I don't think I'd be a fan of him either. Or her, sorry. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. All their names are so weird, frankly, I don't ever remember.
Jaden is a...
Right. He's going to go beast mode, or what was it he said, or something. That's how we do it in our family, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do some Googling here.
I don't know why I said I'm going to go beast mode or what. Like, I don't know.
That's how we do it. Yeah, he had tweeted after the whole slapping Chris Rock thing, and that's how we do it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Don't wait. Get tested quickly. If you test positive and are at high risk for severe disease, act fast. Ask if an oral treatment is right for you. COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too.
This is one of the oldest Christmas commercials they still show. This back in the 90s. You can see that the effects are real 90s looking.
Santa. Santa.
Uncle Chris.
Santa.
He hardly ever gushes like that.
Santa. Santa, help! Like, that Patrick or something. Santa!
Oh, Fred.
Here's how I feel about Jimmy Fallon. You ready?
Oh boy.
Hopefully you heard that. I don't know.
I did.
Well, it's showing up on the sound.
Yeah.
So
Play it back if you need to. See
what
if
was
you
it?
heard it? Was this Slumberland? Oh no, there are people there. Something I've been bugging me about all
you're
that.
right. I didn't even think about it until you mentioned it, but because I've literally watched it and just been like,
You can just tell they shot it in front of green screens probably over a weekend, and it's like, okay.
and they were like, "That's how we do it." And yeah, I guess.
Where's
Like,
this Queen of Christmas at? I keep hearing about.
of the Christmas season and to perform her all-time #1 hit song, All I Want for Christmas Is You. Here she is, the Queen of Christmas.
all right, here she is.
She's got a little umbrella too, in case it starts raining, which it never does.
As we've established in the first 2 minutes of this show.
Yeah. That woman on the left.
That guy.
Yeah.
That James Cameron's brother-in-law. Oh, this is definitely lip sync.
Yeah.
No doubt. I know everybody talks about it, but there's literally no point to lip sync if you're gonna be. It's just play the music then. Don't be there.
Yeah.
Like, why are you gonna be there if they're just gonna play it? She got in trouble a few years ago for doing that, I think, didn't she? Or somebody.
I don't know. I know the biggest controversy ever was Jamie Lynn Spears did it on SNL one time and got off track, and you hear this music playing for a while and she wasn't even doing anything, and it was like a huge. That's probably the worst example of it that's ever happened. They got a lot of controversy or talk about it back in the 2000s.
Like a lip sync battle. Like,
that's one of the most pathetic things I can think of.
It's like when they were doing that whole thing about Tom Holland and Timothy Chalamet.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, because they were saying, Tom Holland does all these lip sync battles, and somebody tweeted a video of him doing that or whatever.
They're doing Umbrella,
right? And it was like, oh, he can't do this. It's like, what? Act like a total fool on national TV? Yeah, I guess he can't do that, can he?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get to the man with the bag and get out of here. Come on,
because the kids are the real gifts.
Gifts. What was going on there? Like late entry moment. I farted again.
Thank you.
It's like that song gets bigger and bigger somehow. Every year.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, like.
It's interesting.
Are
that
you ready to hear the Paul McCartney song a bunch this year?
Oh, God. But
simply having an awful Christmas song.
This song's an example of something that you once saw as contemporary literally become a quote classic before your own lifetime arise. That you've actually seen it be canonized over time, as opposed to when it was a new thing, which I remember. I mean, I like Coldplay's Christmas Lights myself, but yeah, baby, let's jam. Anyways,
even though that was Christmas, like
happy Thanksgiving though.
Christmas is coming, and now Santa Claus is
being hauled by a truck, even though he's apparently real and he's got magic. There he is, the man of the hour.
Believe.
Yeah. Mariah Carey's like,
so weird.
There's Mrs. Claus like, Mariah, you hoe, you better leave.
Yeah. I mean, it's how you do it every year.
We didn't even get a close-up of Santa, really, though. Oh, I love they're like the best of moments they show sometimes during the credits here.
Yeah,
Ray Chew. I think that's Pika's uncle.
Yes.
That was unless I heard it in the beginning, that was one of the only times they mentioned him. Really, I feel like.
On behalf of Macy's and NBC and my dear one sitting right next to me, Hoda Kotb, we are wishing you.
I remember in years past they've shown little best of clips of the thing. They do that for the Oscars, I know.
Making sure they don't do that before I go back to World Cup.
Another Macy's in the bag.
What do we think of this one?
It's all right. You know,
Yeah, I guess
it's
it's
just
like
another
any
year.
other one.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know. Like I said,
I swear I
think
thought that balloon was like a curtain that was starting to close, and I was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
There he was. All right.
It almost looked like Ernest Hemingway, the Santa did.
Oh, we're still at halftime.
So that's that.
Well,
another overlapping dialogue in the bag. Another Thanksgiving in the bag. Now, again, you'll be hearing this at its earliest on Saturday after, which is when we always do our little Thanksmas get-together with our dad's side of the family.
Yep.
So, yeah, next week, or next episode, again, we'll be doing Christmas with the Cranks and Deck the Halls.
Yep.
So, that's that.
So,
any final thoughts or ideas?
I guess. Keep watching the World Cup.
There you go.
It's been a lot of fun.
This is Kyle.
This is Levi.
Take care. God bless.
Happy
Have a very
Thanksgiving.
happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmases ahead.
Yep. And be ready for war.
Ready for war, where you going?
This song is called Alice's Restaurant. It's about Alice and the restaurant. But Alice's Restaurant is not the name of the restaurant, that's just the name of the song. And that's why I call the song Alice's Restaurant. You can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. You can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. Walk right in, it's around the back, just a half a mile from the railroad track. And you can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. Now it all started 2 Thanksgivings ago. It was on 2 years ago on Thanksgiving when my friend and I went up to visit Alice at the restaurant. But Alice doesn't live in the restaurant. She lives in the church nearby the restaurant in the bell tower with her husband Ray and Facha the dog. And living in the bell tower like that, they got a lot of room downstairs where the pews used to be. And having all that room, seeing as how they took out all the pews, they decided that they didn't have to take out their garbage for a long time. We got up there, we found all the garbage in there, and we decided it'd be a friendly gesture for us to take the garbage down to the city dump. So we took the half a ton of garbage, put it in the back of a red VW microbus, took shovels and rakes and implements of destruction, and headed on toward the city dump. Well, we got there, and there's a big sign and a chain across the dump saying closed on Thanksgiving, and we had never heard of a dump closed on Thanksgiving before, and with tears in our eyes, we drove off into the sunset looking for another place to put the garbage. We didn't find one till we came to a side road, and off the side of the side road was another 15-foot cliff, and at the bottom of the cliff was another pile of garbage, and we decided that one big pile was better than 2 little piles, and rather than bring that one up, we decided to throw ours down. That's what we did. Drove back to the church, had a Thanksgiving dinner that couldn't be beat, went to sleep and didn't get up until the next morning when we got a phone call from Officer Obie. He said, "Kid, We found your name on an envelope at the bottom of a half a ton of garbage, and just wanted to know if you had any information about it. And I said, yes, sir, Officer Obie, cannot tell a lie. I put that envelope under that garbage. After speaking over for about 45 minutes on the telephone, we finally arrived at the truth of the matter and said that we had to go down and pick up the garbage and also had to go down and speak to him at the police officer station. So we got in the red VW microbus with the shovels and rakes and implements of destruction, headed on toward the police officer station. Now, friends, there was only one or two things that Obie could have done at the police station, and the first was that he could have given us a medal for being so brave and honest on the telephone, which wasn't very likely and we didn't expect it. Another thing was that he could have bawled us out and told us never to be seen driving garbage around the vicinity again, which is what we expected. But when we got to the police officer station, there was a third possibility that we hadn't even counted upon, and we was both immediately arrested, handcuffed. And I said, Obie, I don't think I can pick up the garbage with these handcuffs on. He said, shut up, kid. Get in the back of the patrol car, and that's what we did, and sat in the back of the patrol car and drove to the, quote, scene of the crime, unquote. I want to tell you about the town of Stockbridge, Massachusetts, where this happened. Here they got 3 stop signs, 2 police officers and 1 police car. But when we got to the scene of the crime, there was 5 police officers and 3 police cars, being the biggest crime of the last 50 years, and everybody wanted to get in a newspaper story about it. And they was using up all kinds of cop equipment that they had hanging around the police officer station. They was taking plaster tire track footprints, dog-smelling prints, and they took 27 8x10 color glossy photographs with circles and arrows and a paragraph on the back of each one explaining what each one was to be used as evidence against us. Took pictures of the approach, the getaway, the northwest corner, the southwest corner, and that's not to mention the aerial photography. After the ordeal, we went back to the jail. Obie said he was going to put us in the cell. Said, kid, I'm going to put you in the cell. I want your wallet and your belt. And I said, Obie, I can understand you want my wallet so I don't have any money to spend in the cell, but what do you want my belt for? And it said, kid, we don't want any hangings. Said, Obie, did you think I was going to hang myself for littering? Obie said he was making sure, and friends Obie was, because he took out the toilet seat so I couldn't hit myself over the head and drown. And he took out the toilet paper so I couldn't bend the bars, roll the toilet paper out the window, slide down the roll, and have an escape. Obie was making sure, and it was about 4 or 5 hours later that Alice, remember Alice? It's a song about Alice. Alice came by and with a few nasty words to Obie on the side, bailed us out of jail. We went back to the church, had another Thanksgiving dinner that couldn't be beat, and didn't get up until the next morning when we all had to go to court. We walked in, sat down. Obie came in with the 27 8x10 colored glossy pictures with the circles and arrows and a paragraph on the back each one. Sat down. Man came in, said, all rise. We all stood up, and Obie stood up with the 27 8x10 colored glossy pictures, and the judge walked in, sat down with the seeing-eyed dog, and he sat down. We sat down. Obie looked at the seeing-eyed dog. And then the 27 8x10 colored glossy pictures with the circles and arrows and a paragraph on the back of each one, and looked at the seeing-eyed dog. And then the 27 8x10 colored glossy pictures with the circles and arrows and a paragraph on the back of each one, and began to cry, because Obie came to the realization that it was a typical case of American blind justice and there wasn't nothing he could do about it. And the judge wasn't going to look at the 27 8x10 colored glossy pictures with the circles and arrows and a paragraph on the back of each one explaining what each one was to be used as evidence against us. And we was fined $50 and had to pick up the garbage in the snow, but that's not what I came to tell you about. Came to talk about the draft. We got a building down New York City. It's called Whitehall Street, where you walk in and you get injected, inspected, detected, infected, neglected, and selected. I went down to get my physical examination one day, and I walked in, I sat down, got good and drunk the night before, so I looked and felt my best when I went in that morning. 'Cause I wanted to look like the all-American kid from New York City. Man, I wanted to feel like I wanted to be the all-American kid from New York. And I walked in, sat down, I was hung down, brung down, hung up, and all kinds of mean, nasty, ugly things. And I walked in, I sat down, they gave me a piece of paper, said, "Kid, see the psychiatrist, room 604. And I went up there, I said, "Shrink, I want to kill. I mean, I want to kill. I want to see blood and gore and guts and veins in my teeth. Eat dead, burnt bodies. I mean, kill. And I started jumping up and down, yelling, kill. And it started jumping up and down with me, and we was both jumping up and down, yelling, kill. And the sergeant came over, pinned the medal on me, set me down the hall, said, "You're our boy." And didn't feel too good about it. Proceeded on down the hall, getting more injections, inspections, detections, neglections, and all kinds of stuff that they was doing to me at the thing there. And I was there for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. I was there for a long time, going through all kinds of mean, nasty, ugly things, and I was just having a tough time there. And they was inspecting, injecting every single part of me, and they wasn't leaving no part untouched. Proceeded through, and when I finally came to see the very last man, I walked in, sat down after a whole big thing there, and I walked up and said, "What do you want?" He said, "Kid, we only got one question. Have you ever been arrested?" And I proceeded to tell him the story of Alice's Restaurant Massacre with full orchestration and 5-part harmony and stuff like that, and then all the phenomena. Stopped me right there and said, "Kid, did you ever go to court?" I proceeded to tell him the story of the 27 8x10 colored glossy pictures with the circles and arrows and a paragraph on the back of each one. It stopped me right there and said, "Kid, I want you to go over and sit down on that bench that says Group W. Now, kid." And I walked over to the bench there, and there's Group W's where they put you if you may not be moral enough to join the army after committing your special crime. And there was all kinds of mean, nasty, ugly-looking people on the bench there. There's mother rapers, father stabbers, father rapers sitting right there on the bench next to me, and they was mean and nasty and ugly and horrible and crime-fighting guys was sitting there on the bench. And the meanest, ugliest, nastiest one, the meanest father raper of them all, was coming over to me, and he was mean and ugly and nasty and horrible and all kinds of things. And he sat down next to me and said, "Kid, what'd you get?" I said, "I didn't get nothing. I had to pay $50 and pick up the garbage." He said, "What were you arrested for, kid?" And I said, "Littering." And they all moved away from me on the bench there, the hairy eyeball and all kinds of mean, nasty things, till I said, "And creating a nuisance," and they all came back, shook my hand, and we had a great time on the bench talking about crime, mother stabbing, father rape, and all kinds of groovy things that we was talking about on the bench. And everything was fine. We were smoking cigarettes and all kinds of things until the sergeant came over, had some paper in his hand, held it up and said, "Kids, this piece of paper's got 47 words, 37 sentences, 58 words. We want to know details of the crime, time, the crime, and that kind of thing. You got to say pretend about the crime, want to know the arresting officer's name, and that kind of thing. You got to say." And it talked for 45 minutes, and nobody understood a word that he said, but we had fun filling out the forms and playing with the pencils on the bench there. And I filled out the massacre with the 4-part harmony and wrote it down there just like it was, and everything was fine. And I put down a pencil and I turned over the piece of paper, and there on the other side, in the middle of the other side, away from everything else on the other side, in parentheses, capital letters, quotated, read the following words. Kid, if you rehabilitated yourself. I went over to the sergeant and said, Sergeant, you've got a lot of damn gall to ask me if I've rehabilitated myself. I'm sitting here on a bench. I'm sitting here on the Group W bench. 'Cause you want to know if I'm moral enough to join the army, burn women, kids, houses, and villages after being a litter bug. He looked at me and said, Kid, we don't like your kind. And we're gonna send your fingerprints off to Washington, and friends, somewhere in Washington, enshrined in some little folders, a study in black and white of my fingerprints. And the only reason I'm singing you the song now is because you may know somebody in a similar situation. Or you may be in a similar situation, and if you're in a situation like that, there's only one thing you can do, is walk into the shrink wherever you are. Just walk in and say, shrink. You can get anything you want at Alice's restaurant and walk out. You know, if one person, just one person does it, they may think he's really sick and they won't take him. And if two people do it in harmony, they think they're both faggots and they won't take either of them. And if three people do it, can you imagine 3 people walking in, singing a bar, Alice's restaurant, and walking out? They may think it's an organization. And can you imagine 50 people a day? I said 50 people a day walking in, singing a bar, Alice's restaurant, and walking out. And friends, they may think it's a movement. And that's what it is. The Alice's Restaurant Anti-Massacre Movement. And all you gotta do to join is to sing it the next time it comes around on the guitar with feeling. So we'll wait till it comes around on the guitar here. Sing it when it does. Here it comes. You can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. You can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. Walk right in, it's around the back, just a half a mile from the railroad track. And you can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. That was horrible. If you want to end war and stuff, you gotta sing loud. You could put a lot. I've been singing the song now for 25 minutes. I could sing it for another 25 minutes. I'm not proud or tired. So we'll wait till it comes around again, and this time with 4-part harmony and feeling. We're just waiting for it to come around is what we're doing. Alright now. You can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. Accepting Alice, you can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. So walk right in, it's around the back, just a half a mile from the railroad track. And you can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. Da 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 da. At Alice's Restaurant.